You can call first. Okay. Yep. We're behind the siren here. There we go. Good afternoon, welcome to the Glenelg Stadium, the all-important clash here. Glenelg playing at Port Adelaide. Chris Kendall in the host chair today. Joining me from ABC TV, Michael Maney.
How are you, Chris?
Very well, thank you. Your tip in this one and why?
Oh, look, I think you couldn't go past the third place to Glenelg. I think they've got a good side. Port's still developing. I like the way they go about their business, but I think at home, I think the Tigers.
Tigers for mine, 25-36 on special comments is Jim Huff. Jim, your tip quickly and why?
I agree with Michael's comments there. At home, and they're a better side, although the Magpies proved last week they can cause an upset. So
waiting for the first bounce. Your caller to start off this game is Michael Maney.
About ready to go. Good crowd in on a Sunday, round 10. Glenelg Stadium should be a real beauty. Up goes Mickeljohn and Cranston, ball down to Summerton. Summerton got the kick away, it's high. It'll probably bounce before Thurgood can get there. Tapping it is Dolling. Dolling lost possession of the footy. In goes Murphy, dives on it. Mules is there, ball caught underneath. Mules tried to get the handball out to Tenace. Can't quite get it there, and the umpire says give it to me. So first clearance goes to the Magpies, and Mickeljohn will do the ruck work again with Cranston. Be a good clash this. Mickeljohn coming back a couple of games after injury that hamstring, and Dolling just won't give it up, and we get another ball up. Jim, expect this to be a pretty hot contest in the first 10 or 15 minutes or so.
That's right, and surprisingly the conditions are really ideal at the moment, considering all the rain we've had in the last 24 hours.
Mickeljohn getting the hands down. Ty Allen trying to farm the handball out, gets possession out towards Tenace. Now they're running off half-back the Tigers through Panozzo. Good pass further down the line there. Precision pass there. Panozzo racks up so much of the ball off half-back. He's picked out Lally right in front of the grandstand side. He's looking to go inboard up towards true centre half forward. Sellers, he's playing a little bit forward of the play, you would say there. Meyer couldn't quite get a hand in on it. Coming out there is Ruwald. The Magpies trying to get the ball out of here. It's all the Tigers back here. It's going to land right in the lap of Matthew Bode. Goes further afield by hand. Long penetrating kick there from Tenace up towards the goal square. Just to the wrong side of the post if you're a Tigers fan. That's the first score. One behind the Tigers. Magpies yet to score.
And I think Tenace is one of the reasons why Glenelg's turned their form around recently. He's really finding his feet in this competition.
Ball out of full back, and it looks like the man over there in Mercer's got it. Then that's an ordinary handball. Wheater can't take possession of the footy. Kirkby's got him. Murphy also joins in, and we'll get another ball up. So they just need to be a bit cleaner coming out of half back, do the Magpies. Super skilled side Glenelg. Up they go. Seller got it down. Kirkby ridden into the ground. No free kick for a push in the back. That's always contentious these days. Did he push him? Did he roll him over? Up goes Kirkby, third man up. Rove nicely by Dolling. Dolling's got Hall. Hall wants to give it off by hand, does so nicely. They go through half forward. Clayton's the target. Kane can't quite get there. Now he's got him. Brilliant tackle, Chris Kane. Should have been rewarded. Kirk, handball, just hovered. Clayton tried to get it to Fitzgerald. Cranston, always good in that situation. Kirk to Tenace. Tenace has got Allen. Allen flicks it to Bode. They cut through the centre of the ground. Bode goes long, hoping for Seller at the back. Can't take the mark. Well done, Locken. Just got it away. Madden did pretty well to Summerton, so they get out of trouble here, Port. John Cock should take the mark, and he's got it at half back for the Maggies.
Graham John Cock, his first game for the Magpies since last season. He's out there looking for Cameron Cloak, so they're keeping it among themselves, the Power Boys. Just beats Cloak over the boundary line. Good punch there from Daniel Kirk. Comment, Jimmy Huff.
Except John Cock's a crow, though, Chris.
That's very true. Thank you very much. Well, you never know what's going to happen in the off-season trade market.
That's right. You're onto it.
Absolutely. Lots of rumours going around Adelaide at the moment, but we're with Trevor Cranston. Just trying to get the ball off the bottom of the pack now for the Tigers. Oh, ridden into the ground there, possibly. Umpire having nothing of it. Your umpires today, Colin Rouston, Gary Feeler and Richard Harvey. Ty Allen, that's a very impressive beard, I might say too. One of the most impressive in the SANFL so far this season, albeit among a thin field. Mickeljohn, good punch over the top there from Kirkwood. Tenace taken high. Umpire again having none of that. He's going to let the play flow today. Going to have a ball up about 75 metres out from the Tigers' goal. They lead by the slenderest of margins. Mickeljohn getting the tap down. That's good work at the pack here from the Magpies. Coming out through the outer side wing, taking a bounce, taking a second bounce. Dolling, he's possibly run too far. Kicking up towards true centre half forward player, leaking into plenty of space there is Rose. He'll be lining up. It's going to be 25. That's a bit of a contentious call, Jimmy Huff, but this will make it beyond doubt now for Rose.
Well, he couldn't do much else. I think that's a bit ticky-touch, but he would have kicked the goal anyway. He was only 20 metres out. Now he's about 5 metres out, and the Magpies have got the first goal on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard. Fantastic start.
So Magpies 1 straight 6. Glenelg got 1 behind. We've gone 5 minutes into the first term, and Jim, Matthew Rose showing a fair bit this year in SANFL.
Yeah, he's one of their up and coming young guys that Tony Bamford's put big raps on. In fact, he's really backing himself in today, as we said earlier. The big, strong forward line of the Tigers are very threatening, and so far they've stood up very nicely against them.
Nice goal at the 5-minute mark on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. Matthew Rose gets his first of the afternoon, and the Magpies first, and the first of the game. So a lot of firsts in there. Michael John got the tap down, but there's a stalemate. And as we see so often, we get another bounce in the centre of Glider Roll Stadium. Got one of those glider rolls at home, Chris.
How does it work?
Keeps everybody out, including myself. Here's Kane. That's Ben Kane. Cranston wants to get the arms free. Did so. Panozzo got met. Rose, the goal kicker, taken to ground. No free kick. Umpire says, give it to me. Another ball up. They just don't ping them in SANFL football if they're laying on the footy. And I think Shane Harris has got it right there. Some of the players really do in the AFL. They're quite hot and they're not able to get it out. Here's Dolling, who's been prominent. Carr has kicked it into a teammate. In goes Rose. He's been in everything, Matthew Rose. And we'll get another ball up here, I'm sure. And Jim, you've got to look at the Magpies. They've been hard pressed this year for experience, but boy, oh boy, they do have a go, don't they?
They're really having a crack today, and they're playing on at all costs. I think that's the only way they're going to win it, is to just throw the dice and have a real crack, and they're doing it well at the moment.
Free kick. Cranston was nudged out of it by Michael John, so he'll relieve it centre half back over to Tanais, who's racked up a few possessions already. Goes out towards the half forward line. That's a good pass. Setting it up towards the centre half forward line. Oh, it's to the feet of Seller. That's going to set the big man a task. It's too much for him. Working his way towards the back there is Hall. Summerton by hand. Out towards John Cock. He's spotted a teammate further afield. That's a good diving mark taken by Carr. Now he handballs off further afield to Clinch. Goes over the top by hand. Kirkwood out towards the half-forward line. Kirk's in position A. Fended off Cameron Clegg very well. He'll relieve from half-back in towards the centre, looking for Matthew Bode. Him and Tyalen have been to the same boot shop, obviously. Tanais, off to Bode again. Bode up towards the true centre half-forward line. The delivery into the forward line hasn't been fantastic early for the Tigers. Working his way towards the back of the pack is Clinch. He's taken a little bit high, but there's going to be nothing in that again. Ball's going to be thrown up 50 metres out now from the Tigers' goal. Umpire Harvey, who was dropped to the reserves a couple of weeks back. Happens to the umpires also. That's a lovely bounce. He certainly won't get dropped for his bouncing. Bode farms it out of the pack. Looking to try and tap it in front of himself. Whoa. There is Seller. That's a good hard contest. Magpies wrapped up in a tackle. Oh, at the back of the pack there is Murphy. He looked to handball out towards a teammate in the form of Kirkby. Going to have a ball up about... No, it's going to be a free kick now for the Magpies. And relieving from the back pocket will be John Cock.
John Cock with the kick. Goes to centre half back and finds Hall. Hall gets around Todd Grimer. Did a little easy. Then found Dolling on half back. Mark Dolling, left, right foot. He's got Mules on the mark. Decides to go with a right footer. It's ill-directed. Well done, Cranston. Cranston keeps on going. Punches long. Kirkby won't get there. John Cock will. He's had a couple of important touches in the last few minutes, Graham John Cock. Then just cruises away. Looks for Clinch in the back pocket. He's got Watson, short. Decides to try and get around and did pretty well in the end, Clinch. He's forced to go long now. Long lead coming from Thurgood. That's a lovely mark by Thurgood. Just out in front of Rudolph. Thurgood. That's an ordinary kick. Up goes Mills. Takes a lovely mark. Wade Mills immediately onto Panozzo, who feigned the handball and goes with the old reverse torpedo. Difficult to mark, as Kieran Hall found out. Handball comes out. Seller couldn't get it. Here goes Meyer. Meyer just puts it on his boot. Kirkby's going to go back and take the mark. Against Mercer, Rory Kirkby thought about a handball to a teammate who was in the square, and that was Andrew Bradley. But Rory Kirkby, a real feature of his game, particularly out on the lead, and that was a lovely mark.
Now this is the first time there's been a mark inside 50 for the Tigers today. They've, as Kirkby puts it through, had plenty of opportunities, but the Port defence have really stood firm, particularly John Cock, who's a great asset to have back in their back six today. Although I did believe he did want to play forward, and Tony Bamford said, I'll start in the fence and bring you out into the midfield later on. So that's 1 goal, 1 the Bays. They've just hit the lead on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard, leading Port 1-6 in a very thrilling battle.
Certainly is. Alex Grimer coming on for his first run. He goes into attack. He's been very good for the Tigers, working with his older brother in the form of Todd. Back in the centre, Cloak opposed to Cranston. The advantage is with Cranston. Farming it out the back now towards a teammate. It goes up towards the centre half forward area. Just overrunning it slightly there was Ruwald. Trying to get the ball away is Allen. Out towards Willoughby, who's wrapped up in a tackle. Going to have a ball up. Gee, John Cock throwing himself in nice and hard there.
You'd think the Magpies would have to play out of their skin today to win this game, but so far they're definitely they're probably the better side.
Problem is, Jim Sturt had the same attitude last week. They took it fairly easy, and look where it got them. Cameron Cloak at centre half back, switching out towards Dolling, who's already had a fair bit of possession. Sends it back in towards the Cloak direction. Cloak wheels around for the snap. Not the greatest of kicks. Only picked out Andrew Bradley. Now he's going long up and towards the attacking zone, looking for the punch there. Off farming it well out there is Allen. Goes over the top towards Kirkby. He should finish this, and he does. The big roar. Kirkby gets his first, and the Tigers open out to a 7-point lead. Glenelg 2-1-13, Port Adelaide 1 straight 6, and that is actually Kirkby's second.
And he's come off a very good game against the Panthers last week, where he marked very well and kicked very accurately, so he is the danger man today. Sometimes it's Grimer, sometimes it's Kirkby. The Sellers down there as well. Never very often do you see all of them fire, particularly last year, at the same time. Maybe it's Kirkby's day today.
Yeah, very good player, Rory Kirkby. Either on the lead, leading up toward half forward, or dropping back. Brilliant play by Allen. Back in the centre. Opportunity for Lally. Lally gets it out up to half forward. Ball thumped away. Well done by Madden, I think it was. Taken by Dolling. Dolling's left footer. Bouncing ball. Panozzo. That's a terrible bounce. Rose has to go off the ground. Mules just sitting back. Cool and calm. He's got Ben Kane on the outer side wing. He's got his brother Chris Kane inboard, but decides to go to Seller. Now Seller will get caught here if he doesn't hurry. He does. Kicks looking for Meyer. Meyer just went with one hand. Backed it up pretty well. Meyer from the pocket. Sits it up. Goal umpire says you've just missed Danny. A behind. So an opportunity goes begging for Danny Meyer. It's an 8-point lead to the Bays. They lead 2-2-14. Port Adelaide have the 1 goal straight on the board on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard.
That goal to Kirkby's given him second place on the top goal kicking. He's just behind Brian Chambers, so he's really having a good year.
Miller out to Watson. Hall out, ends up with Miller again. The fluorescent boots there. It brings back memories of Mouse Backwell. Taking it just inside the field of play is Thurgood, former Hawthorn player, one of 2 former Hawthorn players on the Magpies list. Tim Walsh in the reserves. It was sitting there for Kirk. Chris Kane twisting, turning, trying to get back in. Kirk relieving at the back of the pack. It's going to be a 3-on-1. The numbers aren't with Allen. Oh, big mark taken by Jeremy Clayton. Wonderful mark taken over the top there by the Magarey medalist. He's looking for Dolling. Lovely mark, not the greatest of kicks, but Dolling certainly up to the challenge. Sends it in towards the centre half forward line. Taking it there is Biarchi. Shane Biarchi putting it long in towards the attacking zone. Thurgood at the back of the pack. He's trying to get the spilling of the crumbs. Now it's twisting, turning. It's going to be with Thurgood. Oh, more twist than a knot at the Bay Disco. Coming out there is Summerton. He's looking to put a pass in. He's got a couple of teammates lining up for it. One of those is Rose, and he'll be lining up from about 40 metres out there directly in front, Jim.
That's good play by Summerton. He cool under pressure there. A lot of blokes might have gone for the snap, and he sized up his options and just a very accurate pass, and should make sure of this goal. Saw him play a couple of weeks ago, and he played in that forward pocket. He kicked 4 goals. He's a very good player in the midfield, but very dangerous around goals lately.
So Rose lines up, kicks on its way. It's drifting slightly, but not enough to not make it a goal. That's his second. Multiple goal scorers everywhere. 2-14 for the Tigers. Port Adelaide 2 straight 6. We've gone 15 minutes on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. And don't forget, folks, the Tiger Lunch is coming up on Friday the 25th of June, 12:30 p.m, $80 per person. Michael Marnie's heading along because the guest speaker is going to be Barge Brian Taylor.
Big Bryzer.
Big Bryzer's going to be there.
Looking forward to that.
With a big moustache.
Yes, he's a very big man, Big Bryzer. Good caller, and does it pretty well. Kicked a lot of goals for Richmond and then later on Collingwood.
And very entertaining in the media, so he'd be a great speaker.
He is. Back in the centre, all gets knocked down. Jeremy Clayton working hard. Watson gets the high kick for Port Adelaide, sitting under it Willoughby. Willoughby's got Seller in the middle of the ground, goes to him now. Seller, it's been okay so far, the big man. Just can't get his claws on one at the moment up forward. Runs himself into trouble here. Gets the handball away. Opportunity for Mules, who did it so well against Dolling. Mules goes long. Kirkby's there. Locken almost fell on the lap of Todd Grimer. Handball over the top to the voice from Bode. Bode's left footer is curling. It's going to bounce. And it's a post. John Cock was there, but it just rolls through for a behind. Glenelg leading the contest by 3 points. They're 2-3-15. Port 2 goals straight 12 on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. It's about 15 minutes, and the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard, it is a 3-point lead to the Bays.
Lynch sends it back in towards the centre half back line. Of the class of Clayton showing out there. Gets it further afield by hand. Now running through the centre is Watson, the only man to be nominated 3 times for the Star Search Award. Watson goes out looking for Dolling, who's racked up getting plenty of the pill. Takes a bounce. He's looking to go in for a short pass. Meiklejohn on the lead. All drops what he should have taken. Good work at the back there from Kirk. Meyer. Now they're running further afield on the outer wing. It's going to be out there through Panozzo. Goes over the top by hand. Willoughby takes a bounce. Interesting choice in these conditions. He's going up towards the attacking zone. Oh, there's plenty of Magpies up here. Take your pick. Locken over to John Cock. He's got Clayton calling further afield for it. He goes over the top and honours that by hand. Clayton almost working himself back into a little bit of trouble. Locken, they're backing themselves, the Magpies here. Good work from the youngsters. Now it's through Young. Young also taking a bounce. He's out on the grandstand side, caught in a journey of indecision, needs to go back. Young gets it a second time. Now it's through Summerton, racking up the handballs. Will Josh Thurgood kick it? No such luck. It's with Watson out towards Thurgood. Too many handballs for the Magpies. The first kick's going to bring a roar from the crowd. Don't worry about that. It's through Danny Meyer. It's a lovely kick. Unfortunately, it's straight into the lap of Graham Johncock at the back pocket. John Cox switching further across. He's got plenty of teammates out there in space. One of those is in the form of Cameron Cloak. Now he goes over by hand, over the top. He's got a teammate moving into a bit of space for him in Biarchi. Biarchi twisters and turns. He's looking for a lead from Miller. Gets it under pressure from the player in Cranston. Now it's back towards Biarchi. He's looking out there for Meiklejohn. They're putting it at the feet of Meiklejohn a bit. That's going to set the big ruckman a task. Meyer could have been tripped. Looking for the free kick. It's going to be a free now to Meyer. He'll relieve in the half-back line where he's got a player moving into space for him in Murphy.
Goes across the face to find Murphy. Bode's moving, and so too is Tanase, who's ran a long way, but he's ran for nothing because he goes short and finds Chris Kane. Away to Panozzo. Now Tanase will get reward for that hard running. Bode just keeps on running toward the wing. The kick just to his advantage, but then it didn't bounce for him. In comes Miller, did pretty well, paddled brilliantly to Young. Now Young wants to go with a handball to Wheatra. Wheatra thinks about it, backtracks, and then goes and then just sits it on the head of Rose. Panozzo came, knocked it away. Opportunity there for Fitzgerald, he missed it. Well done by the Bays. Mills did so well to Meyer. Now it goes to Murphy. Away to Rudolph, back to Meyer, so the Bays are going to go forward. Long kick by Meyer, hoping for a mark. Grimer out position. Well done, Locken. The crumbs. John Cock has to go off the ground. That's pretty good play. Grimer really tracking hard. Summerton got there first for Port. Free kick will go to John Cock. He was pushed off the contest by Grimer. And John Cock has a quiet word to Todd Grimer. Been okay for them down back, Jimmy. Graham Johncock just nice and safe and secure down there.
Now this is the only game he's going to play though, isn't it? He's suspended for 1 week.
Yes, he is.
So I can't see him playing after this, so they want to make the most of it because he has been absolutely brilliant back there today.
I'd imagine he'll come back into the side, into a losing side. Biarchi with a handball to Johncock, who has really attacked the game pretty well. Left footer down the line. Wheater in position A. Well done, Mules. Just got it away. He was out of position, Ben Mules, and was good enough to knock it to the line. We'll have a boundary throw in on the outer side. We've gone a tick under 20 minutes. Glenelg 2-3-15. Port Adelaide 2 straight 12.
Meiklejohn and Cranston Michael John gets the advantage and he gets the palm down, but it's only down as far as the play now in Tanais. So Tanais's lovely disposal for up towards the attacking zone. Oh, plenty of players lining up there for it. Could have been Kirkby. It punches off. It's going to be a rush behind though. So good defence there from the Magpies. Glenelg 2-3-15. Port 2-1-13 on the Cockatoo Ridge Wines scoreboard. Comes out into the form of Locken. Oh, it's a precision pass. He's got Clinch out there. Clinch goes over the top by hand to Watson. Oh, it's a good handball there. It's to the advantage of Cloak. Cloak goes behind. Might have been better off going for the kick. Goes to Biarchi, looking to pass up towards Thurgood. Josh Thurgood, another one grab mark. He's taken a couple today. Yes, he was off. Agree with the crowd on that one. Oh, sloppy defence there from the Tigers. Leaking into plenty of space is Dolling. He's about 45 metres out. He'll be kicking on the cusp of 50. This might be just beyond him, but he's going to have a go at it. Puts it up towards the hot spot. He's hoping the mark will be taken there by Michael John. That's Cloak, as a matter of fact, at the back. Cloak goes on hands and knees, paddles it towards the back of himself. It's to the advantage of Mills. He paddles it over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in 20 metres around now from the Port Adelaide goal. Michael Money, they're trailing by 4 points.
Yes, good game of football so far. Tricky win too. You can see that ball taking it across with Dolling. Up goes Cranston at the back. Kirkwood tries to win it, does win it, and then ducks the head. In goes Bradley with a tackle and just takes him to ground. We'll have another ball up. Looks like there could be a bit of rain on the way,
yes,
Jim.
Threatening. You can see it in the hills. It's a bit of showers are sort of covering them at the moment. Probably coming this way.
Well, we get the old call of the old scudding showers. Here's Mills. Quick toe poke away to Chris Kane, who waited for Meyer to run. Away goes Murphy. Murphy with a handball back to Chris Kane. Won't sit for him. He's got it now. Throws himself forward. He'll get a free kick, Chris Kane, for a push in the back. I think he threw himself forward. Clinch went with him, and then he got the free kick. Away to Panozzo. Panozzo out looking for Mules, who just got on the end of it and took the mark. Ben Mules has Murphy in short. Really short, just the 15 you'd imagine. Umpire blew the whistle. Murphy goes long. They've been pumping it in there long and high. Ben Kane at the front. Got a couple of grabs on it. Crumbs, beautifully done by Bode. Alex Grimer loves the goal. Has a shot and misses. James Seller with his hands in the air saying, come on, you've just got to be a bit better than that. It's a 5-point lead to the Bays.
Not very good scoring efficiency, are they? They've wasted many opportunities. Will it come back to bite them? Port Adelaide Magpies have made the most of every opportunity.
So Clayton sends the kick in. Magpies keeping it out towards the halfback line. Not the greatest of kicks. Only player that's picked out is Ruold. He's got, that's a even worse kick as a matter of fact, because Summerton was in advantage there for the Magpies. Now it's out with Bode. Bode just gets it away by hand. Possibly not a legal disposal, but we'll let that one go. Players rushing in there to try and create the stoppage. That'll be to the Magpies' advantage. That's lovely work out the back here. Now the Magpies out through the follically challenged Locken. Sends it out towards the outer side. Players are queuing up out there for it for the Magpies. That's a kick out towards the player in Cranston. Cranston sends it in towards the attacking 50, but Jeremy Clayton takes the mark, but it was out in the full anyway. So Clayton to relieve in the back pocket and just reset now for the Magpies. Further mark taken field. Going out towards the, keeping it on the outer side as a matter of fact, the Magpies. Kirk gets the punch down towards Wheatra. Oh, Wheatra shows them a clean pair of heels. Ball was touched. It's going to be play on. Good punch out there from Kane. That showed presence of mind. Oh, slipping over at the wrong time was Kirkwood. Scoops it back in and trying to get his hands on it for a clean disposal. Wrapped up in a tackle, Zane Kirkwood, right in the middle of the Tiger Oval. Scoreboard at the moment shows 2-5-17 the Tigers. Port Adelaide 2 straight 12, 23 minutes gone, first term.
Cranston got it to ground. Wheatra slung off the kick. Thought it might have been dropping the ball. Allen away to Mules. Mules to the outer side where Willoughby is in a ton of space. Willoughby keeps it low. The kick bouncing. Ben Kane can't get there. Carr's right behind him and it'll be a boundary throw-in. Skill level at times are letting the Bays down in this first term, Jimmy.
They've certainly had plenty of possessions, but they're definitely wasting their opportunities. It is definitely the quarter would belong to Port just for better systems at the moment. Just telerising a little bit.
2-5-17 Glenelg. Port 2 straight 12 on the Cockatoo Ridgewine scoreboard. We've gone around about the 22-minute mark on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. No one going out of there. Madden is there for Port Adelaide, not giving it up. So an opportunity inside 50 still for Glenelg. A lot of players around the football. Seller, Michael John knocked it down. John Cock tried to paddle to Summerton. Kirkwood, he loves this sort of stuff. Slung the handball across to Summerton, who a real worm burner, almost collected the boundary umpire, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. And Chris Kane will take the free kick.
So
yeah, Mark Meakin won't be happy with this quarter, I'd say. They've certainly had plenty of opportunities to build up a lead, but to the Port Adelaide side, they have definitely stayed in it.
Just wasting their opportunities. Panozzo is going into the forward 50, but it was to a contest, and there's the siren. That's one of the shorter quarters that we've seen this year. But Glenelg 2-5-17 on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard. Port Adelaide Magpies are 2 straight 12. The goal kickers for both teams, Rory Kirkby has 2 for Glenelg, Matthew Rose has 2 for the Magpies. We'll be back after the break to bring you this second quarter, your SANFL match of the day with Chris Kendall, Michael Maney and Jim Huff. Back here at the Glenelg Oval, Glenelg Stadium, it is the home team, the Tigers, leading 2-5-17 at Port Adelaide at 2 straight 12. Bit of a breeze that's starting to drift away now, so that won't be to the advantage of either team now. Cranston, Meiklejohn gets the tap down, Summerton running onto it, tries to get the kick away, it was smothered. Bode looking to get the centre clearance now for the Tigers. Leading in the race for the ball is Lockham. That's not a phrase you hear that often nowadays. Oh, Lockham puts on a burst of pace. There's another one. Sends it out towards the half-forward line, but that's a good fend off there from the Tigers. Rebounding off of half-back. Lovely precision pass. Todd Grimer in position A. He's played on outside the line. I would have thought there would have been a free. Hands off to Murphy, and he's been revealing his backside of the crowd inadvertently, but that's a good mark taken right in the snout's pocket. Going to be a free and probably a 25. Graham Johncock was a little bit high. It is going to now be the 25. So having a shot right in front will be Kirkby and Jim Huff. A very eventful minute to start the term. I think Kirkby milked that a little bit. It seems okay now. He made sure he got the 50-metre, 25-metre penalty before he got up. Looking all right now. And that's an elementary goal. That's his third. So Rory Kirkby straight onto the school roof, so there's another $120 up the spout for the Glenelg Football Club, but that's 3-5-23. Port Adelaide at 2 straight 12. We've had a bare backside, we've had a 25, we've had a player play on outside the boundary line, and Jim, it's only the first minute.
Yeah, and an interesting game that there's only 2 goal kickers out there still, Chris. It doesn't happen very often. Well, in the second quarter, 5 goals. Only 2 blokes have kicked goals.
Favola and Brown on opposing teams, Michael Maney.
Yes, and 25 goals, 7 for Rory Kirkby on the season. Cranston just mistimed it all completely and just flew into Meiklejohn. I think he's got him in that spot where most men prefer not to get it. Meiklejohn, handball to Summerton, dropped. And it goes to Wheatra. Wheatra kicks inside 50. Clayton, free kick against him, and then Chris Kane's the man who's got the job, and Graham Johncock's given away 25-metre penalty. So sometimes we look at it and say the game's not marbles, but a bit of body contact would be okay sometimes, but Johncock knows the rules and gave away the 25. Cranston, back to Chris Kane, working the stats. Johncock with the chase. Mules, in front of Dolling. Mills now looking forward. He's got a player floating down into a ton of space on the other side in Mills. He hasn't seen him yet. Well, if he did, he didn't know whether he's a good kick for goal because he'd gone in short and found Ruwalt. Ruwalt has Seller on the lead in the pocket. Grimer just waving his hand, so now Kirkby breaks. Ruwalt waits. The kick sits up. Kirkby takes the mark. It was well worked out. He waited for Kirkby to make his run. Kirkby, he's kicked free. Will he get 4? That's a wonderful kick. It might tail away right at the end. It has. That breeze just got it and drifted it away. But Glenelg 3-6-24. Port Adelaide 2 straight 12 on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard.
And only his 8th point for the year too. So he looked like he was about to get another goal. He's certainly, it's a come-out year for him this year.
Locken brings it back into clinch. He's got Johncock a little bit further afield. And honours that right in front of the snout slouts. And a lot of the boys will be watching this DVD at home. That's a pass. It's a little bit hot out there, but that's good work at the back there. Biaggi was dispossessed, possibly incorrectly. Now it's coming out through the Tiger side, out through half forward. Passing further along the line where he's got Murphy. Now it's to Bowe to the cusp of 50. He's sending it up towards the hot spot. It's a bit of a helicopter punt. Down towards the hands of Kane. Over top to Grimer. Kirkby by hand. Meyer, can he break the Kirkby deadlock of goals? He sends it further afield and straight through the centre. So that is Danny Myers first, and that is Port's fourth. 4-6-30, Port Adelaide 2 straight 12, and we've gone 4 minutes on the Cockatoo Ridge Wines at scoreboard. Jim Huff.
And Kirkby was involved in the play again, so he really is on fire, and it's difficult to know what the Magpies can do about it. So they've got Slattery on at the moment. They're just probably a couple of tall defenders short with that forward line. They need probably just one more tool, because Kirkby is getting away at the moment.
Glenelg 4-6-30, Port 2 straight, so Port kicking straight, but they need to get the ball inside their 50 and get it deep. Summerton with a high floating kick, almost Chris Kane. Clayton, he's snagged, gets the handball out, dangerous 1-2. Rudolph, surely a free kick against Fitzgerald. That was a pretty crude attempt by Joel Fitzgerald. And the free kick for over the shoulder and around the ears goes to Rudolph. Out to Panozzo at half back. Luke Panozzo just assesses, doesn't quite know where to go, just waiting and waiting. Port have manned up, so he's got to go long and strong. Up goes Micklejohn in position A. Cranston there, tried to pinch it off him, kept it in. No, he didn't. Boundary throw in. We've gone about 2.5, 3 minutes on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock, and it is a pretty significant lead of 18 points to the Bays.
Cranston gets the handball out, just overrunning it slightly. There was to Nace. Now it ends up with Madden. Goes over the top by hand to Biaggi. In towards the centre of the Bay Oval. They're going up towards half. That was a very easy mark in the end taken out there by Matthew Rose. And he'll be lining up for his third goal. And the unexpected goal kicker really here, Jim Huff. He only had 6 goals in his 8 games today. Yeah,
and he's not like a... he's 180 centimetres tall, but he wouldn't call him a go-to forward, but he's certainly presenting himself well today, and he really needs us to keep them in the game, because the Bays are just starting to flex their muscle and show why they're higher up on the premiership table.
Rose unloads from 50, and that is his third goal. He's got all of their goals so far, the Craig Burton of the Magpies. They are 3 straight, the Magpies, trailing Glenelg 4-6-30. We have gone 5 minutes here on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock, and don't forget, folks, the Tiger Lunch coming up Friday the 25th of June, 12:30 p.m. You can book that through the club through Philippa, 82945333, $80 per person, and you get to hear Big Barge Taylor speaking.
And not only has he kicked all their goals, there's no points as well, so he's got their whole score, which is quite surprising here at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. And the umpire's talking to the players there. I don't know what's going on there, Delally, but he's going to bounce now, and away they go.
Micklejohn and Cranston. Cranston got it down. Beautiful one to Allen. Allen quickly to Nace. Nace has got to use his pace and does so. Looks for Ruwald. Bouncing ball. John Cock there. Can't keep it in. Boundary throw in. Been a good effort by Matthew Rose to boot their 3 goals. And he's been quite nippy. He's got an awkward kicking style, Matthew Rose, but it's pretty effective. 3 straight. And Glenelg have had 10 shots on goal, and they just lead this game by 12 points. Cranston at the back, Allen, so that's working pretty well. Away to Ben Kane. Kane now kicks inside 50. Toddy Grimer's got to go, but Seller just got in front and takes the mark. A couple of kicks out from goal, goes to the pocket, too high for Ruwalt, and getting in front, using his body was Summerton. Summerton goes short to Mercer. Thought about a handball to Kirkwood, then delayed, away to Summerton. Summerton goes high. Rose has got to get involved, but Mule's eyes only for the football, takes a lovely mark. The skipper goes to the outer side and finds Cranston. He's got a runner down there in Ruwalt, decides to just pivot and go. Kicks long. Hoping for a huge leap. That was Wheatra, was it, who got up very high. It goes John Cock, just used his pace and skill, got away. Opportunity for Carr, back to John Cock, in all sorts of trouble. Clinch might have been the flyer. John Cock pushed off the footy, off the ball, no free kick. Ball caught underneath, it will be another ball up. We've gone about 7 minutes on the Cockatoo Ridge Wines, on the, should I say, the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock, and it is a 12-point lead to the Bays.
Jeremy Clayton wins it from the stoppage, sends the kick out towards the outer side, but it's going to dribble over the boundary line. That last minute or so there, we saw all of Graham Johncock's skill on display, moving like a Rolls Royce through the traffic, got it 3 times and hit a target every time. Lovely work from the Crows veteran, Michael John. Cranston, both fighting for the same square inch of space. Cranston got both hands to it, but it's going to stay with the Magpies through Carr. Player there falling to ground for the Tigers. Wheatra sends it up towards the half-forward line, trying to fend off at the back there. Is Cloak to try and get the position. Kirk goes on the hands and knees. They're looking for the ball up, and they're going to get it 50 metres out now from the Magpies' goal. If they get another goal here, brings the margin back to a kick, and it's certainly game on here at Glenelg Stadium. SANFL match of the day, Chris Kendall, Michael Maney, Jim Huff. Tylan was being ridden off the ball there. He was in a bit of a hairy situation, but he gets the free kick, relieving it half-back now for the Tigers.
That wind's blowing straight down the end, which Port are kicking to at the moment, so they really could take advantage.
Meyer! Kenny Meyer takes a fantastic fly at the back. He's looking for Seller up there, just dropping into the space there is Grimer. Glenelg player certainly taken high in the form of Kirkby. He's playing a long way up the ground, so I don't think he'll do his goal, Kelly, with this tick, unless we can get an infringement. Where's Graham Johncock? Kirkby. Long way out from goal, sends it down the line. Good mark taken in space there by Murphy. He's still 2 kicks out from goal. Murphy wheeling around. No, he goes over the top by hand. Now it's going to be with Lally. Almost went to ground. Handballs off to Tenace. Tenace unloads from 45 metres out. Sends it straight through the centre. That's Tenace's first, the former Geelong Cat, and that opens the gap out again for the Tigers. 5-6-36. Port Adelaide 3 straight 18. We've gone 10 minutes into this second term, and the class of Tenace again, Jim, coming through.
Oh, he's a good one. Tenace couldn't quite make the Geelong side, but that's he's no slouch at all. Big star in this competition, and he's just proven it there. But the wind is definitely favouring the end that the power, I keep saying power, Magpies are going to, and it's surprising that goals are getting kicked quite easily down this end at the moment when you expect to be going the other way.
18 points to the margin. Meyer out of the congestion, bouncing ball. Opportunity for Clinch, just paddles in front. Did okay there, Clinch. Then the handball over the top, just a 50-50 ball. Alex Grimer. In goes Clinch on Allen. And the ball very, very close to the line. Umpire Colin Rouston comes in and says, give it to me. Good contest. Bradley for Glenelg, the number 39, was involved in that. Seller doing the ruck work along with Michael John. Kirkwood just got it into the bleachers. Got it under his boot, but couldn't keep it in the field of play. Free kick will go to the Bays. It'll go to Willoughby. Or will it go to Chris Kane? And the ball just coming back. 5-6-36, Glenelg. Port Adelaide, 3 straight. It's going to Willoughby. And Port have got back in reasonable numbers, but Tenace just drops in a hole. And Willoughby finds him. Bit of work being done off the ball by Seller and Michael John, the 2 big men. Tenace has held onto it for a fortnight, decides to go long, hoping for a mark. Who's going to go? Grimer couldn't get a fly at it. Allen was front and square. Meyer, Ruwald on the boot, just away to the right. A long way away to the right, in fact, out of bounds on the full. And Graham Johncock to take the relieving free.
Johncock in the grandstand side back pocket now for the Magpies. They are trailing by 18 points. Over the top towards Clayton. They need another avenue to goal apart from Matthew Rose. Almost wonder if it's worth pushing Cloak a little bit further up the ground to get him into the game. He's looking out there for Young. Young spilt what he probably should have taken. Goes over the top there towards Allen. Now it ends up with Kane. Kane up towards the attacking zone. Grimer's going for the fly. Grimer! Oh, Todd Grimer! In the position A. Goes over there, but top by hand. Having a shot now into the goal for the Tigers. Oh, that was a messy kick, but it's going to be a free coming back by the look of it. Yeah, it's going to be a free now to the Tigers. Kirkby was infringed in the art of kicking, so it's going to be right in front of the scoreboard.
As Michael indicated, he should have handballed there and looked a bit selfish, but lucky the umpire gave him as free. Didn't really see it there. He did blot his copybook with that accurate kick he's been this year. Should kick this one and put through his for the game.
So Rory Kirkby opens the margin out again for the Magpies. It's 6-6-42 for the Tigers, I should say. 6-6-42. Port Adelaide 3 straight 18. We have now gone 11 minutes into this second term on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock, and they're struggling to contain him at the moment, Rory Kirkby.
They are, and 12 shots to 3 indicates that Glenelg are all over them, and the game hasn't quite gone that way. Magpies have certainly thrown their best shot at them, but there is a significant difference in class in these two sides, and it's starting to come to the fore right now. Magpies have to stay in it and get the next goal. They have got a strong win.
The inability of Jared Young to hold that mark was crucial in that play. Ben Kane was able to gather and kick long. Grimer with the big mark. Cranston with the knockdown. Ben Kane thought he might have caught one high. They tend to throw their head back when they get tackled these days, and it becomes quite effective because Ben Kane's got the free. 6-6-42 Glenelg. Port 3 straight 18. Short kick finds Panozzo. Panozzo's got Alex Grimer on a lead toward the wing. Decides to chip it in short to Chris Kane. And he marks in front of Jeremy Clayton. He's a difficult man to get around sometimes, but he did it okay. They're looking for Cranston, flicks over the back to Clinch. Clinch to Thurgood. Thurgood back to Clinch. So good running by Port. They just need to hit a target. He kicks out in front of Mickle John. Kirk did pretty well to get it to the line. They just haven't been able to pinpoint a target, Jimmy, when they go forward, no matter whether they're coming off half back or they're kicking to the wing. They just haven't hit a target.
Yeah, and they just don't have a recognised forward in their side. We know Rose has stood up today, but Mickle John probably isn't really a forward.
They need more than that. Tenace flicks it out the back. Off a step was Mills. Kicks it high. Clinch v Allen. Allen brilliantly just jostled for position. Got his body in the chest mark to Ty Allen. He'll always look to handball, Ty Allen. This time he'll go for a quick kick, and that's poor. That's why he'll handball, and chipping in the hole was Clinch.
So Clinch looking to try and set up a definitive attacking thrust for the Magpies. As Michael mentioned, they need another target to goal. Oh, that's not the greatest of efforts there from Watson. Could have been taken high there to the Glenelg player, and he was. So it's going to be a free kick now to the Tigers. And play on, going out towards the centre half forward line. Murphy takes the overhead mark, looks to handball off. Now they're going into attack. Now it's almost like he was looking for the umpire. It's going to be to the advantage of Grimer. Grimer twists, turns. He's going up towards the centre half forward line looking for Murphy. Magpies have got plenty of numbers back here. Cloak, a long way to go down. It's going to be a free kick for the Magpies. Relieving there at the half-back line is Clayton. So Jeremy Clayton keeping it on the outer side. Looking need for a mark out here now, the Tigers. It's through to Nace. Looks to go further afield by hand to Murphy, but it was incorrect disposal. So it's going to be a free kick to Rose, playing a long way up the ground. Rose indicating he's going to keep it on the outer side. It's going to another 2-on-1 there. Not the best decision making. Ridden into the ground. Surely there was Chris Kane. Yeah, it's going to be a free. Taken too high. So Kane to relieve at half back. He's thinking about switching it out to this side. He's got a few options if he chooses to. One of those is Daniel Kirk, but he elects to keep it on the outer side to Panozzo. Racking up possessions again from half back. Back towards the skipper and Mules. Good career move. Mules at half back. In towards Rudolph. Haven't called Rudolph that many times today. Of course, he relieved himself of his dreadlocks in the pre-season. Now it's going to be out towards Mills. Meyer. Oh, Mills is going to have a flying shot there. It was certainly a flying shot. It wasn't really going to ever be a scoring opportunity with that sort of kick there, Michael Money. And we're going to have a throw in right in front of the scoreboard, which shows the Tigers leading by 24 points.
6-6-42 to 3 straight 18. Boundary throw in. Seller and Cloak. Cloak got front position. Ball just hit the turf. Watson, quick hands away to Clayton. That was good by Port Adelaide. This is where they've come unstuck. Wheatra, been impressed with the way he's gone about it today. So too this man Clinch. They've had plenty of opportunities, just been in their area a lot. Jeremy Clayton, 1 grab, 2 and 3 and completes the mark. He is a good overhead mark for a little player, this bloke. Clayton goes in short, Dolling. Watson almost got in the way. Dolling. Cooley away to his twin in Summerton. Summerton boots long, getting back Mickle John. The ball bounces, cruel for Mickle John. In comes Kane. Kirk provides the shepherd, so the Bays will get out of trouble through Chris Kane. Finds Tenace, no, can't take the mark, should have done. Hovering over the top was Young. Handball comes out Miller. If you've got flashy boots like that, you'll need to be clean. Handball comes out to Summerton. Summerton, a wheeling handball to Watson. A matter of accuracy, and that's a poor kick. And thumped through almost by Rudolph. And it hits the behind post. Now, Thurgood, I think, was carrying on saying, well, that was deliberate, that the ball will be thrown back in. What do you think, Jim?
No, it's pretty hard to pin them on deliberate these days. It's only been one incident the whole season, I think, so I would say call for that.
Unless it was deliberately into the post, in which case he deserves to be rewarded for it, not penalised. Now, written off the ball there is Panozzo. Good tackle in there from Meyer. Biarchi picks it off the turf, goes by hand. Dolling goes further back by hand. He's got Clayton there. Clayton twisting, turning, has a flying shot of the goal that's going to miss absolutely everything. Bring the ball back in now will be Panozzo.
They're certainly blazing away, but not getting the reward on the scoreboard.
No, you're quite right there, Jim. They're missing a marking target up there, that's for sure. Thurgood not really known as a goal kicker. He's playing the role at the moment with Panozzo. Back pocket for the Tigers as we tick over towards 17 minutes on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. He keeps it on the outer side. He's looking for a mark at the back there from Rudolph. It's Seller. Seller just trying to bustle his way through the pack there. He's wrapped up by two Magpies. Seller, he'd be handy if he was having a cockatoo ridge wines, that's for sure. Going to be 60 metres out now from the Magpies goal. Going to be Cloak. Opposed there to Seller. Seller gets the advantage. Just getting it out towards the stoppage now for the Tigers. It's going to be out towards Young. He's fumbled it a couple of times. Miller also fumbled it, but it's going to be a free. It's going to be a high tackle there on Jared Young, who's doing his best Venus Gerolitis impression with that headband. In the centre of the Glenelg Stadium. He's got a couple of options at breaking into some space for him. One of those is Biarchi. He's thinking about going over the top to Madden and does. Madden, Locken. Little dinky handball. It wasn't the cleanest of disposals. That's good work in there from Bode. Now it's coming out towards the attacking side. Leading in the race for the ball now is Seller. Seller gets the handball off towards his teammate in Willoughby. Willoughby goes back in board by hand there. Oh, Glenelg player, two Glenelg players taken off the ball. That was a frontal challenge from Matthew Locken, and I tell you what, the tribunal might have a bit of a look at that later on in the week. It's freak, it's play on. John Cock goes long. Rotten spot for a post if you're a Magpies fan. 3-1-19 Glenelg, 6-6-42. But Jim Huff, that was a solid challenge from Locken.
Yeah, well, I guess they're trying to do something to get themselves in the game. You can just feel it slipping away from them at the moment. That's their first point, by the way. At the 20-minute odd mark of the second quarter.
Maybe they'll bring him off. Here's Mules. Half back, cool, calm. Goes to Bradley. Bradley fumbled. Kirk. Handball out to Mills. They're under pressure here, the Bays. Mills has got to get back to... Mills got it back to Mills. And then the kick. Just to a pack situation. Roving is Bradley. Now he's close to the line and can't keep it in. Boundary throw in. 6-6-42 Glenelg. Port Adelaide 3-1-19. Got about 20 minutes so far on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. Up they go. Cranston. And also Meiklejohn got a bit of that. Meyer, he kicks long, looking for Kirkby, one-hander. Hall's right there with him, all close to the line. Hall kept it in, shrugs a couple off, and away he goes to Young. Now Young's got John Cock, and he's also got Wheatra. Now Wheatra's got to keep his eyes on it, and did so. Willoughby did okay there, didn't make any contact, but put him off. Here's Ruwalt. Ruwalt assesses, goes to half forward. It's a 2-on-1. Young's got the pace, flick the handball over the top. Another handball comes back to Young, away to Hall. Watson was in that exchange as well. Hall finds Kirkwood, and away it goes now to Summerton. Summerton's kick out in front. Good mark, almost taken by Clayton. They go on hands and knees. In goes Allen. That's experience for you, strength and guts and determination by Ty Allen, and his kick finds Ruwalt.
So Ruwalt at half back there. Graham Johncock just looks a bit spent at the moment. He's calling out for the bench, and he's being honoured by Tony Bamford. Coming on there is Wheatra, but it's with Panozzo at half back. They need to just try and break this flood that the Magpies have put on. Good one-on-one flood here from the Magpies. Just need to be patient now, the Tigers. Murphy at the defensive side of the centre square. Next kick's going to be the critical one because the Magpies have dropped plenty of numbers back. He may need to almost switch the ball across, but doesn't. Goes out towards Ben Kane. Oh, it's a bit too hot for him. Rose. He's looking at the advantage now of Cameron Cloak. Good, strong mark taken there.
Good kick.
Good kick. Well-weighted kick. And Cloak should now slop this through for the Magpies' 4th goal, but that was good, patient football, Jim.
Yeah, and he was tempting to handball too over the top, but I think he's better off just going back, slot it through. And Cloak's a noted goal kicker in the AFL, so maybe the idea of the ruckman resting up there works with Cloak anyway. Micklejohn hasn't got his hands on it today, but that was good play by the Magpies. And gee, they need this badly.
Cameron Cloak slots it straight through. His best on ground in their win against South Adelaide. They've been a bit quieter today, but he has got a goal for his trouble. That's 4-1-25. Glenelg are 6-6-42. The margin is 17 points the Tigers' way on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard, and the Bays Bar and Bistro time clock tells us we've gone 19 minutes, second term.
That goal really did keep them in the game. There's definitely, as we're going towards half-time, a feeling that Glenelg were cruising along, and as much as they've tried, they didn't have any avenues of attack, and that passage of play was heartening for the Magpie supporters here.
17-point margin. Bode out of the centre, long kick. Bradley over the top, Seller, handball away, chopped off by Young. Young might give it back, but he got it to Hall. Magpies are just building at the moment, a little bit of confidence. Thurgood in front, got buffeted off the football, no free kick. Mules is okay, kicks it high. He's got a man out in space in Willoughby, who just held on. Hooked the chest mark. Willoughby goes in short, 2-on-1. Target was Grimer. That was Alex Grimer. Hall provided a shepherd there for clinch. That was okay to Casey Carr. Carr now thought about the kick, delayed the handball to Young. Young just punches it forward. It's a high kick, but Mills goes back. And Mills v Clayton in the height department just doesn't work for the Magpies. Mills out to the outer side to Murphy. This is where they can build the Bays. He cuts back inboard, thinks about it, touches on the ground. He's got to find a target, Byron Murphy. No one coming to him, so decides to go long to a pack situation. Locken couldn't take the mark. Hall, who's had a couple of good minutes. Then he gives it to Ruwald, who rolls it into the post for a behind. It is Glenelg 6-7-43, Port 4-1-25, and Chris Kendall, as quick as you can blink, they're off again.
And it's through Stephen Summerton. He hasn't had as much of the ball as we're used to, but when he has got it, it's been a precision disposal. He's got Graham Johncock right in the centre of the oval. Over the top there towards Dolling. Now Thurgood looking to go back to Dolling. 60 metres out from goal. They need a mark in the attacking zone. Johncock's leaking into some space. Cloak's caught in the back of the pack. Ball comes out now for the Tigers. Bringing out their ears at Mules. He's got a play moving into space in Lally. So Lally at half back. They just need to settle a little bit, the Tigers, because the Magpies are throwing everything at them on the cusp of half time. Long lead, cut off there by Tanase, who just walked off the bench. Seller is taking a very long lead up the ground. He's bundled over the boundary line there by Cameron Miller. Tell you what, they wanted to switch the lights on with Miller's boots at the moment.
As predicted at the start of the game, Johncock has gone forward to try and give him some spark up there, and perhaps we've got about 5 minutes to make an impact. He's
one out in the goal square at the moment. Good clearance, one out there by Watson. Now it goes up towards Thurgood. It was just a little bit hot for him. Thurgood goes back in again. He's trying to appeal for the free kick taken high again, but it's going to be a throw-in. 65 metres around now from the Magpies' goal. If they can manufacture another goal on the edge of half-time, we have got game on at Glenelg Stadium. The margin is 18 points. Ball spins back into play. Cloak possibly being held. Cranston over the top. Just fumbling it slightly there was Lally. Summerton got the handball out to Dolling. Dolling looking to centre the ball up and towards the goal square. Oh, it sits at the back there for Johncock. The class almost coming through, but it's a minor score there. Johncock at his crumbing best, but he couldn't finish it off. 4-2-26, Glenelg 6-7-43. You're with Michael Maney.
Yes, Graham Johncock, you would have expected him to almost roll that one through. Didn't have any pressure, got a good bounce. Mills, who's been quite outstanding, and finds Cranston, and then Johncock's given him a little tap, I think, and who's out there? Is it? It's Rudolph. I thought it was Cranston. Get the glasses on him. And Sammy Rudolph.
It could have been his third penalty this quarter. I let him off that time, but he didn't knock the ball out of his hand when he marked it.
He's taken a fair bit of time, Rudolph. Goes long, Kirk's at the front. Meiklejohn at the back doing the roving. Cranston just pinched it away to Murphy. So they go again, the Bays. Murphy's got plenty of pace. He'll need a shepherd or two. Gets around Wheatra. Wheatra did okay. Away goes Allen. Allen's got to Willoughby. He peels the kick off to Willoughby. The ball's been punched away. Willoughby back again. Might have been a free kick. Here's Tenace around the corner. It floats. It floats through. Kane Tenace gets goal number 2 for him. And that was the best of them, Jimmy.
And that was the siren for half-time?
It was the siren for half-time.
What great timing to get that goal. It was the Magpies making a real surge. And they've got some reasonable breathing space now to go into the break. And it's been an entertaining game, boys.
Certainly has. At halftime, the goal kickers for the Tigers, Rory Kirkby has 4, Kane Tenace 2, Danny Meyer has 1, and for the Magpies at 3 to Matthew Rose, 1 to Cameron Cloak. So lots of AFL experience among the goal kickers for both teams. 7-7-49 Glenelg, Port Adelaide 4-2-26. We'll be back after the break here on the SANFL Match of the Day. Chris Kendall, Michael Maney, Jim Huff. Back here at the Glenelg Oval, Glenelg at 7-7-49. Port Magpies are 4-2-26. Some rain starting to come in over the hills. Hopefully it holds off for the third term. And your caller to start this third term is Michael Maney.
Yes, Port Adelaide with a bit of work to do. Bounce of the ball. Sella and Meiklejohn. Clayton went without it. Bode. Good clearance player. In goes Watson for Port Adelaide. Taken to ground by, looks like Rudolph. That's got him there. And it'll be another ball up in the centre of Glider Roll Stadium. 7-7-49. The Bays lead Port 4-2-26. 23-point lead. John Cock takes it out of the ruck. Got it to Meiklejohn. Away to Dolling. I reckon Dolling will get picked up in a Gold Coast Guernsey. Maybe. Good kick. Finds Biachi. Biachi wants to go to Kirkwood. Kirkwood with a long penetrating kick. Thurgood just out jostled the big man in Kirk. Out positioned him. And Thurgood, who's built like a stick pin, has got around him and taken the mark.
And this is what they needed, somebody in that goal square to take the mark. They just looked a bit short against their opponents, but he has got a good pair of hands, Thurgood. And this is the perfect start to start the second half for Port Adelaide, which we're just about to ride off.
And he's booted the goal. What a start to the Magpies. They move to 5-2-32. Glenelg 7-7-49, and Dolling sweeping handball. I was trying to mention about Mark Dolling. I think he is the type of player that could easily suit up for an AFL club as a sort of slightly mature age recruit, because I think he's got all the skills to play AFL footy.
Well, he impresses me every time I see him play, and I thought he was best on ground the first quarter by a mile and had a reasonable second quarter, so I'm with you there, Michael. I think he's got AFL written all over him, but maybe why hasn't he been picked up in the past? He's 23, by the way, so he's still got plenty of football ahead of him.
If I was recruiting for an AFL team, I'd be looking long and hard at Zane Kirkwood also. He's one that really stands out to me. Ball's one out there by Meiklejohn. Tenace getting the kick away, but Meiklejohn is going to be the first man upon it. He's wrapped up in a tackle there from Sella. They're calling for holding the ball. A bit of premature anticipation from the Glenelg fans. We're going to have a ball up. It's on centre wing, outer side. Glenelg leading by 17 points around the grounds. Nord are leading by a goal over the Eagles, and it's West Adelaide over Sturt at present. Trying to bustle his way through the pack there is Allen. Could have possibly had a case of damage to the beard, but we're going to have a ball up. Umpires today, Feeler, Rouston and Harvey, and there hasn't been a word said about them, so they must be doing a good job. Michael John getting the tap out, Sellers wrapped up. It's going to be a free kick now to the Tigers. Bode was ridden into the ground off the ball. So Bode, he's trying to crib around the mark. Going to bring him back. Matthew Bode on the outer side, looking for a lead from a teammate. He has got Kirk in the centre of Glenelg Oval. Elects to rightly go longer. Play moving in there was Young to try and cut it off. Getting it out there by hand is the player in Carr. Now it comes out towards Dolling. He's just been dispossessed of the ball. Comes over the top there towards Meiklejohn. Carr again, going over the top by hand. Back to Young. Young just U-turns almost into traffic. Gets the handball away at the last minute. Now he's coming out long in towards the direction of Wheatra. It's a 2-on-1. Wheatra stood tall. He's crowded the stoppage if nothing else. Player taken high there was Wade Mills in front of the grandstand. It's going to be a free kick. Magpies are flooding numbers back again. So Glenelg are going to have to work their way around the flood.
And this game, the side kicking with the wind hasn't made any use of it. Glenelg will need to this quarter, with Port coming home in the last quarter.
At the back of the pack there is Locken to Madden. Madden, I wonder where the rest of Good Charlotte is. Now it comes out towards the car direction. Keeping it out towards this outer side, it sits into the lap of Seller, who twists and turns with the hand, gets it out towards Bode. Now it comes out towards Wade Mills' direction again. Mills sends it up there towards centre half forward. The Glenelg fans are getting a little bit frustrated. There's plenty of bodies flying for the ball. Cranston was dispossessed. Calmness, coolness at the back there from Michael Clinch. He's got a player moving into space, and that's Dolling, and he'll relieve from half back.
Dolling with a handball away to Kirkwood. Kirkwood's kick away to Clayton. Clayton finds Johncock. Hits his chest. Clayton keeps on running. In fact, it's Dollar. In fact, it's Kirkwood. Kirkwood goes long. Fitzgerald hasn't had much of the footy. Rose has kicked free. He wobbles it forward. It won't be a goal. Taken by Seller. Seller stands, delivers, and hits Rudolph with a lovely kick. Flanking him is Kirk. Kirk needs a handle. He's a bit wobbly, but he got it to Rudolph. Rudolph tackled by Johncock. Got rid of it, Lally. Gets it back to Kirk, who thought about a handball to Bode. And then Kirk goes forward. Kirk B. Can't collect it. In goes Carr. Ben Kane's there. Hard ball to be won, and it will be a ball up. Umpire Feeler says, give it to me.
Port Adelaide are out of the blocks. They're really hard at it like they did at the start of the game. But time will tell if they can get enough goals in this quarter to stay in touch at three-quarter time.
Seller down to Allen. Young predicted it. Away to Kane. Kane loose handball to Meyer. Meyer tries to get rid of it to Rudolph. In comes Johncock. Couldn't collect. Chris Kane did okay. Flicked the handball across to Meyer. Meyer wants to punch it long. Todd Grimer's had not much of it today. He might kick a goal here though. He does. It flicked over the back and Todd Grimer snapped his first of the afternoon. And Glenelg re-established that half-time lead of 23 points, Jimmy, and Todd Grimer hasn't had it all his own way down there, but that was a nice snap.
Nice snap. He has actually featured in the play, a couple of good handballs and good mark as we saw in the second quarter. Interesting to see Graham Johncock now playing in the middle. This is good for his own personal form and also spur the Magpies on. In fact, he's coming out of the centre square now. I think he might be just playing across half forward. But he really needs to be the catalyst to get the Magpies back into this game.
So Meiklejohn, Cranston gets the hit out. Allen's trying to get in there. Oh, it's good work from the bottom of the pack there from Kirkwood. Gets it out towards Clayton, who gets the centre clearance up towards the centre half forward line. Good mark taken there by Mules. He was almost off. I can see that Kirk's made the move off Thurgood now, so that's the end of the Battle of the Rangers for a moment. Ruwald looking out at Panozzo, I should say, looking out there for Kane, but it's going to be a throw-in. Outer side. Scoreboard at the moment is Glenelg 8:7:55, Port 5:2:32. 5 minutes on the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. Meiklejohn gets the handball down. Good tackle out there from the Tigers. That's Tenace. We're going to have a throw up. Jeremy Clayton at the bottom of the pack. A ball up rather than a throw up. We're not feeling that crook up here in the box. Good positioning out there from Seller. Gets it down towards Chris Kane, certainly taken high by Kirkwood. Goes off by hand now towards Panozzo. Playing that sweeping roll again as half back. Straight into the lap of Allen. He's going up and towards the forward 50. Oh, it's just a little bit too hot for Cranston. Kieran Hall Hands off to Clinch. Little 9-9 over the top. He's got a teammate moving into space for him. Now it ends up back with the player in Wheatra. Wheatra up towards the half-forward line. Oh, good work in there from Thurgood. He's got it straight out there towards Biaggi. Biaggi takes a bounce, unloads from 35, kicks on its way. It's swung back with the wind, and that's Biaggi's first goal. The margin is now back to 17 points. Glenelg 8-7-55. Port Adelaide 6-2-38. That was a good finish there from Biaggi, Jim Huff, but it started with Thurgood.
Oh, Thurgood. Biaggi just went up, patted him on the head for fantastic team play. Open up a very barren forward line for Port Adelaide. All he had to do was kick straight, and as you said, Chris, he used the wind perfectly to guide that one through. And they've just got to keep taking their chances, the Magpies. They're obviously just a different class than the Glenelg outfit, but every opportunity they get like that, they must nail to stay in this game.
Found a little while to find his SANFL feet again, Shane Biaggi, after missing last season. Tenace kicks it off the ground. Murphy off the ground as well. Clinch comes in. Wheatra fed the handball, looking for Dolling. Dolling didn't take possession, look for Young. Handball from Meiklejohn, got a call from Hall. Back to Young. If they can just gain possession here up forward, Port Adelaide, they're a chance. Jeremy Clayton, oh, he just beat a couple of them. Stood his ground, fed the handball back in, wasn't good. Looking for Thurgood, well done Panozzo. Panozzo's kick out is okay, and finds Bradley. Bradley off a step, kicks inside 50, up they go. Murphy tried the big spec, he couldn't mark. Well done Madden, or just reversed, could have gone to the boundary. Then a long looping handball was okay, found Carr. Casey Carr, quick to the boot. Good kick too, finds Summerton, who probably needs to lift. Summerton's left foot is okay to Rose. Rose chips it in, looking for Fitzgerald, who's done not much today, but he could do something here and kick a goal from right on the paint of 50, Jim.
And where has Fitzgerald been? Obviously on the bench, because this is a new look forward line with him up there, and he's featured a couple of times this quarter. And maybe he's the one they were crying out for in that first half. A strong leading forward, able to take the chest mark like that, and with the opportunity here to put right back into the game.
Fitzgerald, long kick, is just fading away. Needed to work it a little bit more right to left than that, but it's a behind. It's a 16-point margin, and that's as close as it's been for a little while. I think sometime in the second quarter they got close.
Danny Meyer brings it back in. Fitzgerald has been in very good form in the reserves for the Magpies. Kicked 7 goals 3 weeks back, but now it's with Murphy going over the top by hand. Oh, dispossessed there is Alex Brime. I haven't called him too many times today either. Sliding in there is Miller. Oh, Allen. Classen there clinches. He goes back in to try and lend some more support. Young picks it off the bottom of the pack. Now it's out towards Carr. Going over the top there by hand. He was looking for Kirkwood. He heard the voice. Tenace cut it off. Sends it back in towards the line where it's Bradley. Now he handballs off towards Seller. Seller looking to go over the top by handball. He's got Meyer. Meyer also going over there by hand. They're overusing the handball a little bit too much. Could almost be coughed up there from Meyer. Holding the ball. Yes, they twist into trouble. Too many handballs. The other free kick is going to be with the Magpies, and it's Kirkwood. That's a shocker of a kick. Only player he managed to pick out there was Murphy. Comes over the top there towards Grimer. Grimer unloading from 70. There was more distance and accuracy. Out of bounds on the full. Matthew Loker to bring it straight back in. Keeping it on the outer side. It's a mark taken in the back pocket there.
Kirkwood was happy that didn't go through.
Goes upward towards Hall. Hall out on the outside wing. He's got Miller calling for it. Miller's changed his boots there, I notice. Not sure if maybe Tony Bamford had a quiet word to him about bright boots and poor performance. Now it's with Kirkwood. Kirkwood in the 1-2. He's dispossessed. That's got to be holding the ball surely. Umpire agrees. It's going to be a free. Play on. Now it's out towards Bradley. Going over the top there by hand. Tenace should finish, you would think there. Dribbling, and he pops it through. That is Kane Tenace's third for the day. And the Tigers open out a little gap again. 9-7-61. Port Adelaide 6-3-39. You don't like to pick out the specific players, Jim, but that was a bit of a blue from Kirkwood.
Yeah, and Tenace has got a goal in every quarter. He seems to get that pressure goal when Port Adelaide are making their charge. He always gets a goal to just give that breathing space back to Glenelg every time. He's certainly a class act.
Kane Tenace, a couple of goals, 3 in fact, for the match.
Quarter.
He's 9th of the season. Good player, and he may just be a target for a team next year. Kane Tenace, this year at the Bays. Cloak into the ruck, got a second tap down. Here's the man in question, Tenace. Cloak climbs all over the top of him, and he won't win a free kick. The umpire says, give it to me, another ball up right in the centre of Glider Roll Stadium.
Be a good hand in blackjack too, Tenace.
Yes, he would be. Jim, you've been working on that one for a while. Up goes Cloak, knocks it down. Miller can't get rid of it. Crowd says ball. Snouts louts do. Here goes Summerton. Wheatra. Short kick in. Away they go forward. Carr looking for John Cock and or Clayton. Clayton, oh, he's clever. He'll kick a goal here, Jeremy Clayton. You watch it swing. But he goes to John Cock, and John Cock kicks the goal. Beautiful play by Jeremy Clayton. He just weighted that perfectly for John Cock. Could have kicked the goal himself, but Graham Johncock on the end of a marvellous bit of play by Jeremy Clayton.
And it's those sort of players that need to really fire John Cock, Clayton, experienced players. Thurgood's played well this quarter. And I like what I see with the Magpies. As we've said all day, they're probably a class below Glenelg as far as experience and personnel, but they are a very exciting side to watch. They really play some exciting footy when the challenge is there, and they got that nice goal back from Tenace.
I've said all year, this team is 2 key position players away and another 20 or 30 games of experience from causing real damage in the SANFL. Glenelg, there's going to be a throw, has to be, yes. It was a lovely volleyball spike, if nothing else. All it's going to be relieved here is Clinch. Now he hands off towards Biarchi at half-back now for the Magpies. Over the top there to Hall. Back to Biarchi. Biarchi goes back in towards the defensive half. Fans over 60 years of age will be tearing out their hair at the moment. Ball is going to be relieved now for the Magpies. Running off of half-back, taking a bounce. That's a good smother out there. It's going to be sitting there for Ruwald. Madden goes back in again. Madden was looking to be taken high. Madden was taken high. Can't complain about that, Tiger fans. There every day of the week. He'll be relieving from half-back. He's got Kirkwood slipping into space. Probably needs to get the ball a bit longer than that. They are just looking to hold possession at the moment. Alan Jeans' old adage, if you've got it, the opposition haven't. Locken at centre half-back. Presenting the simplest of football lessons from C. Kendall. I must patent that one. Now it comes out towards Young. Terrible kick. Leaking into space there has been Kane. Kane, 80 metres out from goal, sends it up towards the attacking zone. They're looking for a mark here from Seller. Madden at the back. Oh, it's a good smother. Trying to keep the ball alive there is Kirkby. Clinch. Just going over the top there by hand towards Hall. Hall's just keeping it in front of himself. Gets the dinky little 9-9 out towards the player's going to end up with a Cloak. He went for the fire touch early, couldn't quite hold on to it. Kane's been wrapped up in a tackle. We're going to have a ball up. It's just towards the Glenelg side of the centre wing, and we have gone 11 minutes into this third term here with Michael Maney.
22 points the margin in favour of the Bays, collected by Lally away to Murphy. Murphy kicks long. Kirkby's in position A. Madden's got to punch away. Kirkby forced to punch. Locken's there. Can't collect the foot he can now. Biarchi, who's really lifted since a quarter time. Clinch did okay through difficult traffic, then fed the handball back to Locken. Locken looks. He's going to go to the Copy World pocket and to half back away to Miller. Miller kicks high, Rose, got to do some good work in front of Panozzo, held his body, that was terrific, and then got it to Miller, but then he was pinged for a throw. Umpire Ralston wasn't far away from that. And Panozzo kicks high. Oh, up goes Grimer before acceptances, and the mark taken at the back by Locken. And there's a free kick coming back to Hall, is it? So Grimer infringing on Hall, and Hall just looks and assesses, doesn't know quite where to go. Locken's just snuck away, or probably goes short. John Cock moves into space and takes the mark. John Cock might go short to Fitzgerald or longer to Thurgood. Now Thurgood v Rudolph. Thurgood held his ground. I tell you what, he doesn't look strong, but he did okay. Just held his feet and did okay there, Thurgood.
Josh Thurgood, he's looking out there for Clayton. Good punch at the nick of time there from Chris Kane. Going to have a throw in right in front of the Snouts Louts. Here's a Gordon, JB, Tiger Boss, Bayman, Sierra, all the boys are down there trying to will their Tigers home. They are leading by 16 points at the moment. The Magpies are throwing a lot at them. Good work in there from the clinchers. Kane shows a bit of tenacity. He kicks it out towards a dribbling pocket. We're going to have a throw in front of the stand here. Glenelg 9-7-61, Port 7-3-45.
Was that Kane with tenacity, was it?
That's right. Been waiting all year for that one. We finally got there.
Loving it.
Good punch over there from Clayton. Lovely work, although from Cranston off there. Players certainly taken high there. Bit unnecessary there from John Cock, I thought too. Just to let Rurold know that he was there.
Been a little bit over-aggressive for this tackling today, John Cock.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Jim, it's not the the least aggressive game I've seen from Graham Johncock. Not the best tempered one, that's for sure. Meyer off the half-back line for the Tigers. He's looking for Kirk. He's got Hall there with him, leaking into space at the back there is Summerton. Now it's for Hall. Twists around. He's looking for Young. Young looking to go over the top by hand also. It's just to the feet of Carl. Gets a good bump. Now it's ended up with Young, who takes a bounce. I bet he'll go by hand. What do you know? Comes over the top, where he's got Cloak right in the centre of the Glenelg Stadium. Cloak, he's looking to unload. He's got a couple of targets down there. John Cock, it's going to sit for John Cock. It's going to be a goal for John Cock. Lovely work out the back there, and the margin's back to 10 points. It all started with Cameron Cloak, but it finishes off with John Cock. The AFL Stars linking up. 9-7-61 Glenelg, 8-3-51 Port Magpies. 17 minutes gone according to the Bay Bar and Bistro time clock. And Jim, the Magpies are mounting a challenge.
They are, and John Cock, that crumbing forward, which is 2 goals on the end of 2 good bits of play. He's really making them hurt at the moment. This is as close as they've been for a while, and that win is still definitely blowing to the cricket club end. So I think Magpies have a real chance to win this game if they keep this fantastic pressure on.
It's the closest they've been since about the 1 minute mark of the second turn, Jimmy, so they've done okay. Port Adelaide, Bays go forward, and Grimer off the ball, free kick will go to Willoughby. Just held on to. Umpire says, come on, get it back to him. He does. Josh Willoughby spent some time with the Sydney Swans, kicks inside 50, Kirkby's gone right out of the game. Madden's been okay back there. He's got to get a handball away, then ducks around, goes to Kirkwood, then it goes back to Clayton. So the Magpies are poised coming out of half-back, and that's what they need to do more of. They need to hit a target. Clayton kept running, got it back from Young, but then called for it, and sometimes you shouldn't. Here goes Murphy, and peels the kick off to Kirk, who's gone forward. And Daniel Kirk probably get the journey from here. He does give it a fairly decent hoof. Jim Huff.
And the sides kicking to this end seem to be blazing away and bombing it, and the back line seem to be mopping it up, whereas kicking against the wind at the school end, they're using a lot more method in getting goals. So it's a case of taking advantages when you've got the win. On this occasion, Kirk should make the distance comfortably and back to that 16-point margin.
Got a good shot of this. It's a good-looking kick by Kirk, re-establishing a 16-point lead to the Bays. It was travelling like a winner all the way. Never had to get the whip out in the back straight. And a lovely goal by Daniel Kirk. They lead by 16 points, and they move the score along to 10-7-67. Port Adelaide 8-3-51, and that is on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard.
And that's what I mean about using that wind. Most of the day, sides haven't used it properly. They bombed into the defence, were able to clear it up, but Kirk kicked that beautifully, and that was what Port Adelaide will need to do in the last quarter, because they're going to have it just entering time on the Bay Bistro time clock. It's still game on because of that wind.
And as is the want with modern football, Daniel Kirk kicks the goal and comes to the bench. Might be having a chance to phone his partner overseas, Bakara Palmer, the beach volleyball champion. Obviously, Kirky's got something for the highlights reel to show when he gets back. Cloak gets the head out, but it only goes as far as Kane. Out over the top there with Bradley. Bradley sending it up towards the true centre half forward zone. Locken's in front position, just bounced off his hands. No, still to the advantage of the Tigers now, slipping out the back here. Tanais goes over the back by hand, running into an open goal. Here he is, Ruwold! Mark Ruwold, clever positioning. They were calling and calling for it. All they needed was a bit of luck, and they got there. And that is now the 11th goal for the Tigers. 11-7-73. Port Adelaide 8-3-51. We're just ticking into time on 22-point margin. Bit of breathing space, Jim Huff.
And that's put the score out to 22, but as I said before, because the wind's looking so strong at the moment, it's all Glenelg. But Port Adelaide are going to have it for another 30 minutes. As long as the rain doesn't come, and that's been threatening all day, I still think they're a big chance to win this game if they keep going at it and persevering with their game plan.
I think they've got to be within about 10 points at three-quarter time, because Glenelg could shut the game down reasonably easy in the last quarter, but let's see how it all unfolds. Back to 22 points. Sella got it down. This is where they've been good, the Bays. They've got the clearance again through Allen. Allen's high kick, big pack, over the back, Hall. Who's going to run onto it? It's going to be Young, needs to be clean. Willoughby's there on hands and knees, desperation by Young. Clinch is also there. Here's a chance for Grimer. He hooks around his body, and he kicks the goal. They're out to 28 points, the Bays. That's the difference. They can get it inside 50. They get it deep, and they've got some goal kickers up there. Alex Grimer gets his first of the afternoon, 12-7-79. The Bays, Port Adelaide, 8-3-51. Lovely snap by Alex Grimer.
That's really hurt the challenge that Port Adelaide are putting up. As you said, you think 10 points, that's 28 now. It's going to be really hard for them because they really are chipping away, probably punching outside their weight for most of the day. They needed to be within 3 goals, I thought. 28 starting a bit hard, and Glenelg, it looks like there's still more in them yet.
Graham Johncock's gone onto the ball now. Tony Bamford is rolling the dice. Isaac Wheater in there also, along with Matthew Rose. They do need to start getting their hands on the ball, the Magpies. It was a brave opening 10 minutes, but class is starting to come to the fore. But we have seen that the Magpies have had some big final terms also. Ruwald. Now it's with Bode. Bode looking up towards the centre half forward zone. Todd Grimer trying to get the punch away. Now, can it sit there for Murphy? No, the boundary line is his enemy at the moment. We're going to have a throw-in. 60 metres around from the Tiger goal. They are leading by 28 points. 21 minutes gone on the Bays Bar and Bistro time clock. The gauntlet has been well and truly thrown down to the Magpies. Sella gets the tap down. It's to the advantage of the Magpies, if anything, and they do win the clearance. Keeping it out there on the outer side. Mills, Bradley going in, Cloak. Biarchi just on hands and knees. He's been held without having the ball. It's going to be a free. Nobody in the crowd gave a murmur, so it must have been very plain. Coming out looking for Cloak, who takes it. Nice slips catch. Cloak puts on the afterburners, looking to put it up towards the hot spot. Good work at the back there from Kane to dropping into space. Now Panozzo comes out towards the half-back line where he's got Murphy in an acre of space. Murphy looking to go inboard by hand to the skipper in Mules. Mules sends it up towards centre half forward. It was a little bit too hot for Grimer. Marking at the back there is Young. Young unusually doesn't go for a handball this time. He kicks it out towards the advantage of Carr. It really needs to sit for him, and it needs to put the afterburners on. Almost think he didn't hear the opponent coming. Biarchi. A little bit too hot there for Watson. Kirkwood's lurking at the back. Now it's with Murphy. Going out there the back towards Ruwald. Slipping now into space again for Tigers is Willoughby. It's just a little bit too hot for Young also. But he got the hand in there. That was just enough. A little bit too warm for Lally also. A few handballs are starting to miss the target now. Ruwald turns into trouble. Young looking for a clear possession away now for the Magpies. Biarchi with the takeaway. He sends it out towards the half forward line. There's plenty of Tigers back here. It's a matter of who's going to get their hands on it first. It should end up now with Matthew Bode. He's got a touch of the fumbles in the back half now for the Tigers, but he should relieve, and he does find Murphy.
Murphy over the top, Allen hovering. So to Panozzo. Panozzo, a chain of handballs to Chris Kane. Chris Kane, a long way out, pumps it long, and just, no, thought it might have got in for a behind. And it's out on the full and the free to be taken by Lockham.
Well, they're pumping it from about 50, 60 metres all the time now, so that wind really has sprung up. But have Port Adelaide made it too hard for themselves in the last quarter? They're probably really hoping this siren goes soon, so there's no more damage.
Well, Lockham thought about kicking to the Copy World flank, but he goes high. Hall in position A. Meiklejohn was in there as well. In goes Clayton. Murphy thought he might have been held without it. Ball very close to the line, and it will be another ball up. Umpire Ralston, as James Sella takes a break, and Trevor Cranston about to come on. And no, he didn't kick a goal, folks. James Sella, he's just coming off for a spell. Meiklejohn down, close to the line. Alex Grimer tried to keep it in, didn't fool the goal umpire. I think he might have kicked a goal as well, Alex Grimer, but it won't count. It'll be a ball in. The time clock's gone about 24 minutes, close to 25 minutes in the third term. It's a 28-point lead to the third place Glenelg. We've had all the answers. Port got to within 10 points at around about the 17-minute mark, but it's been a burst by Glenelg. Ball back in. Meiklejohn, Young, who's battled hard, threw himself forward, no free kick. Now he's hovering over the footy, and the umpire says, give it to me. Ball up.
they've got to do something here at the Magpies to stop this. If there's one more goal in this quarter, you'd have to say it'd be game over. So they really need to hold on tight here. 28's it's achievable, but 34 wouldn't be.
That was a clever tap there from Kirkby. Watson sat up on the tackle. We're going to have another throw. This has been one of the best games I've seen from Jarrod Young, actually. Started out quietly, but he has really come into his own in the second and third term. Battling very, very hard in there. Kirkby, Meikle-John. You think Meikle-John will get the advantage, and he does. Clayton just overrunning him. It's going to be a throw-in. Now 54 metres around from the Glenelg goal. Magpies just need to play defensive footy for this last couple of minutes just to stem the tide a bit. Give them a chance going into the final term if they're going to mount a challenge. Ball spins back in. Meikle-John just got his hands to it. Watson heard the voice, handball towards it. It beats Lally, it beats Clayton. It's going to be another throw in.
They're doing it well. They're just running it to the boundary line, trying to chew up the clock.
Yep, just blocking it up there. Umpire Rouston watching things very carefully. Ball spinning back in, and that's the siren, and that's not bad news for the Magpies. They are trailing at the moment, 12-7-79 Glenelg. Port Adelaide are 8 goals at 3-51. The goal scorers for the Tigers, Rory Kirkby has 4, Tanase 3, singles to Meyer, both of the Grima brothers, Kirk and Ruwald. And for Port Magpies, it's 3 to Rose, 1 apiece to 2 to Cloak, I should say. No, 2 to John Cobb, I was right the first time. 1 apiece to Cloak, Thurgood and Biaggi. So it's a 28-point margin here in the SANFL match of the day. We'll be back after this break. Chris Kendall, Michael Maney and Jim Huff. Ready for this final term. The Tigers 12-7-79, leading the Magpies 8-3-51. Can the Magpies find a winning formula, or are the Tigers set to march on to another win? Cranston straight down to Allen. He heard the voice and handball to it. It was that of Bode. Now to Nace. Back to Allen. Good dispossession there. It's going to be a free kick now. Xavier Watson goes by hand towards Clayton, who's gone onto the ball. He put us up towards the attacking 50, but that's a good mark taken at the back there by Kane of the Chris variety. Not a bad set of dreadlocks either. Him and Ben Nason might go to the same hairdresser possibly. Switches over the top. It's a 3-on-1. The numbers aren't with Cranston. Carr just trying to get a clear possession. He's been called for holding the ball. That was a very, very quick prior opportunity, I would suggest.
Don't think you go to a hairdresser if you've got dreadlocks, do you?
I'd say initially you probably would. I don't know that many people who would do it themselves otherwise. That'd be an interesting thought. Perhaps I might try it one day. Matthew Bode relieving at half back. Keeps it on the outer side. Looking for a plenty of fists in there. One of those was from Lockham, but it is going to be a free to the Tigers. So if they can get the first goal, you would suggest that the fat lady would be starting to dust off the podium. Tigers sending it inboard, just punched away there from Lally. Now it's with Dolling. Oh, it shows a clean pair of heels. He takes a bounce. He's looking up towards the attacking zone. Thurgood at the back. He's just muscled his opponent off the ball. It can almost sit there for the Magpies. They'll be away. They've created a contest. And it's going to be a free kick by the looks of it. No, it's going to be a ball up. So
Rose was about a centimetre away from getting that, putting that through and giving Port the perfect start. They really do need the first goal, not Glenelg, to make a game of this.
Umpire Harvey to bounce it. 12 metres out now from the Magpies goal. Good tap over the top there from Cloak. It needs to sit for Dolling. Dolling, he looks to go by hand. He heard a voice. Unfortunately, it was out of Allen and he handballed towards it. Just beats Tenace over the boundary line. And we're going to have a throw in 40 metres around from the Magpies goal. We're inside the first minute. It's the Tigers by 28 points.
It's got a little bit cooler at Glenelg Stadium, I must say. A bit
Nice
of
fair coat, Michael.
rain about, I'd say. Up goes Cranston, down to Allen. Allen dispossessed, then just held on to the footy. They all just climb on top of him, and it'll be another ball up. I think they need the first couple, Port Adelaide. If that rain comes, I think Glenelg can really shut the game down. But Port are kicking with a 3 or 4 goal breeze, you'd have to say. No one wanted to take that tap. Mules to Bode. Bode just got the kick away. Just went the 15 to Casey Carr, did it? I think they've paid it. He's got the ball. Kicks long. Cloak getting back. Can't take the mark. Provided something. Mules dragged down by Thurgood. Got the handball away, and Mules just runs it through for a rush behind. So let's have a look. That scoreline is a 27-point lead to the Tigers.
So Panozzo about to bring it back in. Good thing it's not the full AFL rush behind rule there, although I suppose he was under pressure. Panozzo kicks it to himself, and it keeps it on the outer side. They were looking for Cranston, but Johncock just leaks in and takes it at the last moment. 70 metres out from goal. It's too long, even if he has got a stiff breeze behind him. Johncock puts it up towards the hard spot. They're looking for a mark from Cloak, punching it over there for a rush behind. That plays into Glenelg's hands. We're going to have a 26-point margin now. It's the Tigers 12-7-79, Port Magpies 8-5-53.
Well, they need goals, not behinds. And Matthew Bode,
25.
almost had his head taken clean off his shoulders by Watson. The umpire's given a 25-metre penalty. That old head, just need to protect it. Bode in short, finds Ruwalt. Ruwalt back to Bode. Bode, long left footer, looking for Grimer. Thumped away by Locken. I think Locken's done a great job on Todd Grimer today. As Kane goes to the line, it'll be a boundary throw in. Graham Johncock over there with Ben Kane. Ty Allen hovering. Don't forget that Tiger lunch on Friday the 25th of June, Chris, 12:30 p.m. at the Bay Function Centre. $80 a person. Brian Taylor, the big former Tiger himself, BT, will be the guest speaker. And played a bit of footy for Richmond and also Collingwood.
The big
barge. That's it, on cue. Boundary throw in. Up goes Michael John, knocks it forward, gains his side about 30 metres. Rose runs onto it. Thought I had his jumper tugged by Panozzo. No free kick. Rose at the bottom of that again, and it'll be another ball up. So things just being locked down a bit by the Bays. They wouldn't mind sucking up a few extra minutes here, as we've gone about 6 minutes in the last term.
So 55 metres out from the Magpies goal. Just punching it over into the attacking zone. They're looking for a mark from Kirkwood. It's going to beat all of them over the boundary line though. So Chris Kane will take the relieving free kick. He's going to go and get it himself. That's a bit unfortunate.
This time's really against the Magpies now. To kick 4 or 5 goals unanswered, they're going to need more than the 25 minutes they've got at the rate they're going. So they really have to get a hurry on now.
So Chris Kane keeping it on the outer side. Seller bustling his way through traffic. Couldn't quite get the clear handball away. Now it's with Lally. Now it's with Allen. Tenace. Tenace has been fantastic today. He's looking to go further afield by foot. He picks out Willoughby, who sits up for him nicely. Miller going in there to try and cut it off there for the Magpies. Now it's Clinch. Just sits at his feet. He needs to bustle through and try to get the handball away. They're calling for holding the ball. Surely not prior opportunity there. Umpire Richard Harvey agrees, and it's going to be a throw up. Just on the Glenelg side of centre. Another goal here, and that will really hammer it home. Watson, it's going to be a free kick and advantage to the Magpies. Watson goes over the top there to Johncock. Johncock takes a bounce. He's using his pace. 75 metres out. Puts it up long in towards the attacking zone. It's to the wrong side. Oh, it's just bounced, just stayed in play as a matter of fact there. Must have just got the right bounce. It's going to be a throw in. Thought that was going out in the full every day of the week.
It looks like Johncock's sort of the guy that wants to be the one that sparks this revival if they're going to have it. He's been licensed to run wherever he likes at the moment.
Mules gets the hit out over Cloak. Wrapped up in a tackle there is Rose, the early goal hero for the Magpies. He's been a bit quiet since. It's going to be another throw up. Probably about 25 metres out now from the Magpie goal. Mills gets the hit out. Now it's with Allen at the back. Handball's over there towards Ruwald. He's kicking out there, and Young takes a lovely one-handed mark. Punter Ponting would have been proud of that one. 65 metres out, looks to put it up towards the hot spot. They're looking for Thurgood there at the back, trying to bustle his way there through Isley play in Fitzgerald, but Mills is going to get the handball away. Oh, John Cock just got the handball in time. He's been dispossessed. As a matter of fact, there was Miller, Clayton going in there now to try and get the ball out now for the Magpies. Try and get a free scoring opportunity. Nothing doing for the Tigers. It's going to be a ball up 60 metres out from the Magpies goal. They are trailing Michael by 26 points.
They are. They need a quick goal. That's an understatement. A couple of kicks out from it. Mickeljohn, Cranston. Mickeljohn got the tap down. Cranston below his knees is pretty good. Allen. Collared by Mickeljohn. Allen trying to burst his way through. He's doing everything that he possibly can, Ty Allen, to get that footy out. And the umpire will call for another ball up. Time ticking away. Even though we've only gone about 7 or 8 minutes, the Magpies need quick goals. Glenelg are in the box seat at the moment. Allen just clears the area, and this ball will tumble out and be thrown back in.
You can tell Glenelg's tactics at the moment. They're trying to slow it down, find the boundary line, do all the things that defensively as they can, just to take the sting out of the game and cruise home.
Well, they know the Pies can kick quick goals. Mickeljohn down, Tenace taken off it. Carr just slung to the ground, tries to get rid of it. Umpire a bit blindsided by that. He's letting it go. It's like a rolling scrum at the moment. He'll call for the football and put it down again. 26 points the margin in favour of Glenelg, 12-7-79 to 8-5-53 on the Cockatoo Ridge Wine scoreboard. Free kick will go to Cranston.
There, did he? No?
Cranston got Meyer in short, just chips it over the top. Mickeljohn provided something, gave away the free kick. That was okay by Mickeljohn. He really needed to make some body contact there. He had to go from front on. He had no other alternative.
So Danny Meyer, he's been quite good today. It was an emergency for the Power. But he has got the call up for the Tigers, and Mark Micken will be eternally grateful. Probably not for that kick, he won't be. It sits up there now for Rose. Unloads from 65. He needs a kind bounce. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. Still wrong side of the post there for Rose. A minor score there for the Magpies. 12-7-79. Port 8-6-54. That seemed like it was going to bounce forever. Ball comes straight back into play now there for the Tigers. Goes out there looking for the play in Mules, who gets it on the outer side. Goes to try and relieve some defensive pressure. He's out there looking for Grimer. It was a little bit too hot for him. Kirkby's in there. Gets it off the ground. Now passes back out now towards Kane. Now it's heading up there towards Grimer. He's got Ruwald. It sits for him. 1-2 takes it.
Oh, no.
Oh, what a time to give away 25. Oh, the umpire has just given him the benefit of the doubt, but I'm with you, Jim Huff. That should have been 25.
The John Cock was penalised for that earlier in the game, for probably less than that, but the umpire saw fit not to pay it as a 25 because that would have killed the game right off. As it is, Ruwald can, I think, just about put this game without doubt if he can kick this.
So Ruwald.
Gallant effort by Port though. They've stuck to their task all day. Just not quite the class of Glenelg, and Ruwald can actually make this game, I think, seal it with his kick.
Ruwald, he averages just over a goal a game, and that maintains the average because he has 2 today, and the Glenelg Tigers have 13. That is possibly game over. 13-7-85. The Magpies are 8-6-54. We have ticked into 10 minutes now on the Bay Bar and Bistro scoreboard on the time clock. But Jim, you would suggest that is a little bit too now far for the Magpies.
The win is strong, but all day the goals have been coming freely at the scoreline, and that was a great kick by Ruwald to, I believe, nail the game, virtually snuff out the challenge. Port will keep hanging in there, I'm sure, but the task just seems too hard now. They need to kick basically 6 goals to win this game. Can't see it.
Second goal to Mark Ruwald, and despair for the Magpies. They go forward 3 or 4 times, they get rushed behinds, and then Glenelg go forward and Mark Ruwald kicks the goal. It can really kill off the enthusiasm of the side. And there's another ball up in the centre of the ground. Mark Ruwald, a couple of goals this afternoon. Has had his yips occasionally with his kicking over the years, but saw that one through. Somerton, been handy for them today. Dolling, who had a rest in a moment ago, might just get it here, close to the line. And looks like Tenace has taken it across with Dolling. And they have a bit of a wrestle. And it's a 5-goal margin in favour of the third place Bays, who really need this win just to keep their season up and going. Lost a lot of players at the end of last year, but Mark Micken's been able to do something with them and continue their success. Biaggi runs out of real estate, and it'll be another ball in. Gone about 12 minutes, Jimmy, and what do Port need to do here to obviously they need to kick the next couple of goals, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, they needed to kick the first 1 goal, perhaps 2 early in the last quarter to have any hope. It hasn't happened, and they've been brave, and both sides can take a lot out of today's game. Glenelg for their probably win, and Port for showing they can match it.
Kirkby gets the handball out. Now it's the wrong direction though. It's with Dolling. He puts it out towards the centre half forward line. Oh, gee, Rose just pulled out of the contest, and he was trying to call a teammate through. That's a good clearance there from Rudolph. Yeah, Rose was doing the right thing. He heard the voice, but needed to go for it himself. It's now with Alex Grimer on the outer side. Grimer just waiting for teammates to present further afield. Takes a bounce. Takes a second bounce. He's got Hall chasing after him. Oh, the pressure was just enough there to fumble the kick. Now it's Allen, who just drops it at the last minute. Could have been incorrect disposal. Now it's with Young, who goes by hand. Over the top there in the play in Carr. Just a little bit too hot there for Cloak on the first instance, but he dribbles it now in towards the attacking 50. Lots of Tigers back here. Port are going to try and put the pressure on to try and get a fumble, but the Glenelg backline's too professional for that. Over the top there from over to Kane. Now it's with Panozzo, who's dispossessed, holding the ball. Yep. That was good work in there, good pressure in there from the Magpies.
See what the plan is, Chris, to keep the ball on the outer side there for Glenelg. Don't allow Port to bring it to the grandstand side and work it in from there. To keep it to the defensive side of the ground.
So Thurgood. This is
too good numbers back too.
Too far out to score for sure. This would be too far out probably for Malcolm Blight, you would suggest. Kicks it up long in towards the hot spot. Loads of Tigers back there. This is a big task for Coke. Oh, he almost held it too. Now the Tigers are looking to relieve from the back pocket. That's an interesting decision. It's going to be with Watson. Watson has a shot, and Watson snaps it home. Clever work there from the 3-time Star Search nominee. And there's a sniff of hope in there, you would think, suddenly for the Magpies. 13-7-85, Port 9-6-60. Jim, is it too far for them?
I think so, but Watson's been a quiet player. Maybe he's the one that's given the spark. We're about 13 minutes in on the Bay Bar and Bistro scoreboard, and time clock rather, and I think 17 minutes of extra time left. They need still another 5, perhaps the odd point. The wind's there. The wind, not the wind, but I'd have my money on Glenelg at the moment.
13-7-85 Glenelg, Port 9-6-60, 25 points the margin. And as soon as they come to this side of the ground, they get scored against Glenelg. Up goes Ruwald.
That's in the back.
Should have given away a free kick. Umpire said play on. Opportunity for Seller. Can he release? Umpire said give it to me. Seller said what about the free kick? Too high. A pretty good task for Dolling to get up and get the big man across the shoulder. Seller knocked it down. Lally, quick hands. Meyer. Left footer, high. Grimer can't mark. Locken's been okay on him. Grimer got a dinky little left footer into the pocket. Ruwald caught by Hall. Lovely tackle, rolls him to the line. It'll be a boundary throw in. 13-7-85 Glenelg, Port 9-6-60, boundary throw in. 25 points the margin in front of the Bays. Important this for Port to get it clear. John Cock read it beautifully. Over the top, Summerton. Summerton by hand, back to Kirkwood, back to Summerton. He's got a problem here. Back to Miller. Miller can't gather cleanly. Biaggi can through traffic. Did pretty well to Kirkwood. Over the top, Miller just kept on running. He'll pump it long, but he's had to pump it to nobody in particular. First man there will be Panozzo. Trying to reel him in is Thurgood. Panozzo gets some assistance from Mills. Mills keeps it in the field of play. Oh, well done by Thurgood. Handball over the top was meant for Panozzo, but Thurgood got his fingernails on it and it rolled out of play, so it keeps it in that attacking zone for Port Adelaide. They try by 25.
So Port Adelaide trying to find the pulse now. If they can snap a goal out of this,
there's a sniff.
There's about probably 10 minutes of actual gameplay to go. It's just ticked into 17 minutes. Glenelg are going to want to get numbers behind the ball. They cannot really afford to drop this one. Meiklejohn gets the hit out. It's to the advantage of the Magpies. It's just into the square there. The Magpies would have been hoping to will that through for a goal. Nothing doing. Margin is now back to 24 points. Glenelg 13-7-84. 37-85 I should say. Port 9-7-61. 24-point margin. Ball's on out there by Kane. Over the top towards Bode. Bode tucks it under the arm and takes a bounce. Kicks it up on towards the outer side again. He's up there looking for Todd Grimer. Good work at the back there from Locken. Wheatra bustling his way through. He just got the ball away in time. Now it's with Locken. Out towards Karen Hall. Hall puts a little sandwich over the top there looking for Johncock. To Miller. Going over the top by hand towards Thurgood. Back to Johncock. He needs to try and hit up the next target, and he does. It's Stephen Summerton. In towards the centre of the Glenelg Oval. I've got players queuing up for it. Jeremy Clayton's out there. He's got a player moving at centre half forward. It's going to want to sit for him. Well picking the pocket beautifully out there for the Tigers. Now it's out there with Benny Kane. Kane on the grandstand wing. He takes a bounce. He takes a second bounce. He's got the benefit of a shepherd from the teammate. Now it comes back inboard towards Murphy. Goes over the top there by hand. It was a bit too hot for Alex Grimer. The Magpies are trying to keep their head in this situation. They're keeping their hands on the ball also. Now it's with Rose. Clayton in towards the centre of Glenelg Oval. Good mark taken out there by Biaggi. Goes over the top now by hand to Summerton. Summerton 65 metres out. Sends a long spearing kick in towards the goals. Just getting a hand to it in time there for the Tigers. Well done out there at the back there by the Glenelg player. 13-7-85, Port 9-8-62. Gee, the pulse is certainly there, Michael Maney, but unfortunately, it's a little bit inaccurate.
Yes, a piercing kick by Summerton. He had the right idea, tried to keep it low and punched it pretty hard, but the Bay defence was up to the task. Mills at the back, flicks it back to Mills. Mills goes straight down the centre looking for Bradley. That's hovering. Clayton just made for him. Well done, Allen. Fierce contest on the football. They lock him up and the umpire says give it to me.
Well, the time is now for the Magpies. The opportunity's still there if they get a goal from this 4-hour here.
Another couple of minutes play and they don't get a goal. They're in big trouble. They're in it now, but here's Clayton running close to the line. Tripped over the back. Opportunity, Lally, the handball back is pretty good. Bradley, been impressed with him. He's been okay. Kick just dies. Hall, no free kick. Kirk was there. Wheatra, been impressed with his game. Carr, the handball away to Kirkwood is always consistent. Biaggi can run. Biaggi goes long. He's got Dolling in a long lead and hits him up. Lovely kick, Shane Biaggi. And Mark Dolling just needs to go back and kick the goal. He's a highly skilled player. He needs to kick this for the Magpies to stay in it, and they need to rush it down and get another. Glenelg 13-7-85, Port 9-8-62.
You have to admire them for their tenacity. They won't give this game in, and one of the best on the ground, Dolling, has the opportunity to keep them in the game. Can he seal it? He has.
Wonderful kick.
Great goal. Fantastic goal by Dolling. It's just about, as far as I'm concerned, made him best on ground for me. Not only the goal, but right from the start, the first quarter right through, he's been dynamic today, and there's still an opportunity on the Coconut Ridge scoreboard. 10-8-68, Glenelg 13-7-85. They, as Michael just said, they really need to rally. Their four in the centre are all working together there, trying to work out a plan. They must get a goal now.
I think we have just tipped the time on here now. How's the kicking out of the Woodville Oval, folks? Norwood 10 goals, 1 up until three-quarter time, leading by 2 points over the Eagles. But the Magpies are the real story now. They are making a charge. Cranston just gets the knock away. Meyer tries to win it at the centre clearance. It's cut off there by Hall. Now it's with Biaggi. They're going to win the clearance, the Magpies. They're going deep in towards the attacking zone. Clinch is being held off the ball. Mark taken in the middle of all of it there by Jeremy Clayton.
Wow, he nearly played on too.
Oh, he did. It should have been a free anyway because Clinch was being held hard by the jumper. But now Jeremy Clayton has a chance to bring this back to within 2 kicks.
He certainly rises to the occasion, Jeremy Clayton. And many a time he's carried this side for the years. And he's wasted it.
Clayton.
Oh, no.
2005 McGarry medalist did not bring his kicking boots to that one.
Him up and he shot me down.
So Glenelg 13,785, Port 10,969. I was talking to a Glenelg fan before the game, Michael. He said that the point spread on this was 26.5, so the punters are getting nervous too.
2 goals 6 they've kicked the last term to 1 goal straight, Port Adelaide. So
their chances.
Panozzo, the ball bursted to the outer side. Cranston goes the knock. Allen read it nicely. Mules, who's been outstanding. His high kick is out of bounds on the full. And what are we doing here? It was touched. And it'll be thrown back in.
Yeah, 8 shots to 1 certainly indicated that they had the game was wide open at 3/4 time, but they just haven't put the score on the board.
No, scoreboard pressure's been the problem for Bamford all year. Here's Allen away to Tenace, who just keeps on running and bouncing. He's an outstanding player, this bloke. Away they go. Myers' kick dies, and the umpire almost got in the way. Willoughby has got to do some good work. He does with his left boot, just sits it up high. Up goes Grimer, can't take the mark, and there'll be a free kick. Well, that's Ruwald, in fact, is it? Or is that Lally? I'll go all around the park in a minute.
Sort of charged at him, and I don't know if it was there or not, but it's certainly another free kick for Glenelg in the last quarter. It was Rewald before, and this time Lally has the chance. Surely this would end Port's challenge. We could put this through.
I think their challenge is all over Red Rover now. But Lally from 50, plenty of elevation in the kick. It's not going to quite get there. Up they go. Opportunity, Allen. Handball over the top, Willoughby. Willoughby spotted a man in Tenace. That is good play. We've seen Central District do this so much over the years. They won't have a shot over their shoulder. They'll look and size it up. And Kane Tenace, who's booted 3 goals this afternoon, can put the icing on the cake, Jimmy.
And just as I've praised Dolling at the other end for definitely Port Adelaide's best player. Tenace has definitely been the most impressive Glenelg player on the ground today.
You can see by the Lally kick too that the wind is going to hold it up.
Yep, but he's kicked goals in every quarter. It's a floater. It's
not this one.
Barry Crocker, that one. It's given Port still a sniff. Time is really running out though.
Johncock, that is a hopping kick. I'd say that's all of 80 metres. That has gone storming through the centre. Just what they needed. Good as 2 kicks there, but the ball's in the centre now of the Glenelg Oval. And for AFL fans out there, and certainly the Glenelg ones, Bryce Gibbs. Carlton have won their game by 29 points. Bryce Gibbs, 45 disposals, if you don't mind, for the Carlton team. So if you had him as your dream team coach, you'd be thrilled this week. But it comes out now through Tenace. Ruwald unloads, has a long shot, wrong side of the post. Out towards the banner that says Luke Slattery. Where the bloody hell are you? Obviously some fans out there of the Port Adelaide defender who was playing at Torrens Valley last year. Now it's with Biarchi, who's in plenty of space. Who want to get rid of it pretty soon because there's a Tiger player bearing down on him. Now it's with Johncock. Now it's with Biarchi. Use your pace and get rid of it. Well done. Comes out now through Clinch. He puts it up deep in towards the attacking zone. Oh, and he just set up there. Matthew Rose puts it over the top. It needs to sit up there for Miller. Miller has a snap and Miller misses. Why did Rose go back himself? Glenelg 13-8, 86, Port 10-10-70. Inexperience at those times, Michael. It's just going to come back.
Yeah, definitely. But it's a young side. And I tell you what, the way they've battled on in this last quarter, it's been typical Port Adelaide this year. They haven't received too many thumpings in the course of the year. We've lost the football, have we? So someone's taken off. They've got a car running over the back there, Jim, and
gone with it.
Gone.
Well, there's one on the Glenelg Primary School roof too, so it's a bad day for Glenelg football department.
Yeah. How much does a football cost these days?
About $120, isn't it?
$120 for a footy.
We're in the wrong field.
Here's Panozzo. Booting it long, and Thurgood got in the hole. Time ticking away for Port Adelaide. They trail by 16 points. For them to kick 3 goals in a couple of minutes would be highly unlikely, but Thurgood's got a breeze at his back.
He's going to back himself.
And we saw how Johncock kicked a long ball a few moments ago. Thurgood didn't quite get onto it. Ball flicks over the back and rolls through for a behind. It's a 15-point margin. Glenelg 13-86. Port Adelaide 10-11-71.
8 points to score to Port Adelaide. They certainly had their chances.
Getting very dark out here. If Cameron Miller could perhaps get those boots and put them back on, that'd be very handy so we can see this last couple of minutes. Glenelg about to bring the ball back into play. thumping kick out there from Panozzo. At the back of the pack here is Locken. Thurgood on hands and knees also, but it's going to be a ball up. Time is certainly the Magpies' enemy at the moment, but well done to the Tigers. They have withstood the pressure that the young Magpies unit's thrown at them, and they're going to come out with another win here. Keeps them nicely sitting in that top 5. Cloak gets the tap down. All one out the back here by the Magpies. Now it's with Dolling trying to burst his way through traffic. Young in there also. Grimer, Johncock trying to hustle his way through. Summerton just got rid of it at the last moment. Now it's back with Watson. Clinch sends it up there. Good mark taken out there by the Magpies in Cloak. He's probably within his range too, Big Cam Cloak.
He should kick it from there.
He's going to want to have a long shot. This to bring it back to 9 points. The fans are filing out. They don't seem to think the Magpies can get there. But we're with Cameron Cloak. Long kick on its way. I'll tell you what, that's a lovely finish there. The former Carlton big man now with the Port Power, and he finishes off what's been a pretty reasonable day for the Magpies. They're not going to take the points, but they'll certainly walk out with lots of respect. 11-11-77, Glenelg 13-8-86. We have just gone into 25 minutes in the final term. Jim, I don't think there's time, but well done to the Magpies for battling it out.
3-goal 8 in the last quarter. Could have been a little bit more 5-goal 5 or something like that. 5-goal 6, and they may have won it. So they certainly had the opportunity, and it still makes this competition, the SANFL competition, a great one this year, that the bottom side can push a top side so hard today.
Second goal to Cameron Cloak, and the scoreboard reads 13-8-86 Glenelg. Port Adelaide 11-11-77. There should be only moments to go, and there's the siren. A 9-point victory to the Bays. They led by 5 points at quarter time. They led by 23 at half time, 28 at three-quarter time, but a good last quarter by Port Adelaide. They would rue their bad kicking in the last quarter, boys, where they really did waste some opportunities. The final score, Glenelg 13-8-86, Port Adelaide 11-11-77.
Goal kickers there for the Tigers. 4 to Rory Kirkby, 3 to Tenace, 2 to Ruwald, singles to Meyer, both of the Grimer brothers, and big Daniel Captain Kirk. For the Magpies, it was 3 to Rose all in the first half, 2 to Cloak and Johncock, and 1 to Thurgood, Biarchi, Watson and Dolling. 13-8-86 Glenelg, Port 11-11-77. A 9-point win there to the Tigers. Michael Money, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks, Chris. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Good game. Good to see Port Adelaide fighting it out, but the Bays did a lot of work in that third quarter where they put the score on the board. They were pretty much, Jim, the best side on the day.
Yeah, and who would you give the votes to? 3-2-1 on the ground, Michael?
Oh, look, I reckon Kane Tenace was probably the best player on the ground. I thought he was outstanding. I like the work of Dolling. I'd probably give him a couple of votes, and just throw in Graham Johncock, because I thought he was pretty handy for them too.
Yeah, probably agree. They're probably 3 to Tenace, 2 to Dolling, and probably 1 to Danny Meyer for mine. I thought he was very good at the vital times there with clean disposal. But that wraps us up now for the SANFL match of the day. Chris Kendall, Michael Maney and Jim Huff. You can get copies of these DVDs every week, folks, from www.sanfl.com.au. Don't forget the Tiger Lunch, Friday the 25th of June, 8294 5333. That wraps us up from Glenelg Oval. Goodbye for now.